Yippee! Yippee! Tori!
All right.
No wonder it feels so silent.
Why is this at such a weird angle?
What do you mean? That?
Yeah.
There we go. Is that better?
There we go.
Yeah.
Music.
Aye,
Matt
like
has
it.
arrived. Sonic. Is that Maddie? Or just Matt? Some other Matt. Well, Matt on another account. Hey, Lexi.
Hey, Lexi.
Kiriji. You are not late. We've literally been streaming for 1 minute. Don't worry. Yuvia and Mysel's here. Yes, it's Maddie.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay. I cannot keep up with people's name changes. I'm not even going to try anymore.
I don't think I'm going to try
just
anymore
gonna be like,
either. You must be new here, but...
I'm a minute late. Tori, you are not. We've been streaming on
were the first.
YouTube less than TikTok. We went live on TikTok first.
We got Raising Cane's earlier today. It was yummy.
Magnolia Mountains Art.
Ooh.
Thank you for the follow.
Thank you. Following automatically.
Poison Flower. Do you want me to ping the Discord server, or do you want me to wait until it's actually...
Let's wait until it's actually time and we'll see.
Actually. Sonic, thank you for the follow. Is that Maddie? Maddie, thank you for the follow. So, can everybody hear us well?
Oh, thanks, Tori.
I
Likes my shirt.
I like your shirt, too.
Thank you. The rare time where we actually hug on stream.
Why do you sound congested?
I probably am. The thing is, I think I'm sick, but the past few days I was fine, and then now today I'm kind of congested.
Hi, I recently bought your How to Draw Anime Head course. I'm guessing that means on YouTube?
On Udemy?
Hello for my new account, Dahlia. Let me click on you, add moderator.
Do you mean on Udemy?
There you go. You're a mod, Dahlia. Is the video lagging for anyone else?
Is it?
Our connection stable?
I think it looks stable for us. Yeah, on Udemy. Oh, okay. Oh, you didn't know we had TikTok. Well, now you know.
Oh, yes.
Nice to see another Udemy student here.
Yes. So our Udemy courses are kind of old. We're actually on a new website now, and we have 2 books that are published.
Yep.
As well. Just a little bit about us. We stream on TikTok Monday, Wednesday, and Friday every single week. We have not missed a stream in months. In fact, we do extra streams a lot of the time. We have 2 books. Volume 1, How to Draw Manga. Volume 2, How to Draw Characters. And yeah, we have a social media. So if you like the content and stuff, stick around, hang out. Hopefully you enjoy it. How do you draw? Please tell me, because I don't know, and I really want to learn how to draw eyes.
Ooh, eyes? I can cover that today.
Ooh, my volume 1 just actually arrived today. Is the new website updated, like up-to-date videos? We have our own website with an entirely new in-depth curriculum, and it's huge.
This.
So yeah, Lindsay, if you want to check out our website, you can go to the link on our profile.
Yep.
Or you can go to this. This is our school. We have a new program. It's huge. And it's like a complete college.
Yeah. So,
I'm
as
trying
always...
to get the volume 2 for Christmas. Awesome, Snaz. Well, I hope you like the volume 1.
Well, as always, I'm free to take some questions. I'll start with eyes.
You screenshotted it. Nice.
Awesome, thank you.
And yeah, we also have a Discord server.
Yeah, we'd love to see your
Not
stuff there.
the non-Udemy Discord server. We have a different one. I also have the 2 books you guys have. Oh, really?
Oh, that's
awesome.
So sweet. Hey, Yujia. Hey, Haroon. Haroon?
The video is still behind. Let me look.
It is a little bit behind, but it doesn't seem laggy to me.
Yeah, it's like a little bit audio delay or something.
Yeah.
YouTube is so finicky sometimes.
I know.
What if I do that? Did that fix it? That probably made TikTok glitch a little bit. Test. Let's see if that works. That probably made TikTok glitch. Yeah, we're about half a second to a second behind on YouTube. It's not that bad, but I would like it right. Anyways, where's Colton? Where's Colton's the artist and Christina writes and stuff? Huh? What, Snaz?
What?
Can you do poses?
Yes.
Hi, Swag. Megan, thank you for the follow. Hi, just joined. What exactly are you teaching today? We are teaching whatever you guys want.
Yeah.
We're going to be hanging out, teaching. So,
Chilling.
Oceanville, if you want to ask questions and stuff. Wave to Earth, hello. Waho, hello.
Hey.
Love your guys' tuts. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wait, you guys have like drawing books for tutorials? Yeah,
Yes,
we have 2 books that are published. Lydia.
Show it.
Yep, well, I can show it on here.
Oh, yeah.
Volume
that's right.
1 and 2. How
I
to
don't
draw
know.
manga and how to draw characters. They are on Amazon. You can check the link on our profile.
Yep. I don't know if chat would be blocking the books and stuff.
I said hello. Hello, Misaki.
Hey, Misaki.
Swan, thank you for the follow. Liv, thanks for the follow. Stardust, hey, how do I make my drawings less stiff and flat looking?
Less stiff and flat looking. Those are 2 problems, but we can definitely cover that.
Stiff
Stiff,
is a problem of
flat.
drawing dynamic versus drawing static, and flat is a volume
Dimensional.
and dimension thing.
Yes. Just realized. Forgot this light. All right.
I have the How to Draw Character book. Really? Awesome. Chelsea.
That's awesome.
Dahlia, thank you for the Fest crown. Appreciate it. Need anatomy tips?
Sure. Anatomy.
What specifically?
And I'll put specifics later in here.
What other times are your lives? Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 4 p.m. Pacific.
Nullified. Hello. All right. Maybe we'll cover eyes first.
Where do I join y'all Discord? Yes, it is in the link on our profile.
So, well, I think a lot of people mistake eyes as just like a sticker because it's very iconic, and so a lot of people will just know how to draw like the front view, and then that's it. But then there's a few things that are missing to make their eyes look really pretty. So a lot of the time when people draw eyes, it's very thin. The lash line is very thin. Everything's very static. You notice that all my lines are very much the same thickness. There's no dynamic feel whatsoever. And so your eyes kind of look like this. And you're like, yeah, that's an eye, but I don't know. It's kind of lackluster.
Boring.
So in this example here, I thickened the lash line and I made different parts of the eye thicker than others. For instance, this part is very thick because it has like a nice like lash line. Thickening the lash line will help a lot. I think that's like an instant improving technique. And eyelashes as well will improve the shape as well. So here I just added 2 eyelashes, one on this side, so it creates, nice little grouping, and then one on the other side, so it creates a bit more variety. And then
Dahlia, thank you for the heart me. Misaki, thank you for the donut and the 10 finger hearts. Appreciate it. Hope you're doing well, Misaki.
yeah,
Misaki and Tori, the
dynamic duo.
dynamic duo, I guess. Why do Misaki and Tori feel like together?
They're
like not like together, but like a duo.
They're a pair.
Like,
yeah,
Miki and Tira.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Well, like Tori's been very helpful with the Anime Academy OC chat, so I need to thank you.
What
for that,
is
Tori.
blessing my eyes right now? I don't know.
I don't know what is blessing your eyes right now.
Hello.
So you'll notice that this shape is very even, which causes stiff drawings. This shape right here is uneven because there's thickness and then there's a little bit of thinness, and it's uneven. So the more uneven and more dynamic you make your shapes, the more energetic your drawing will feel.
King Vamp, hello.
Hello.
Welcome. Do you use Procreate or Ibis? It is Procreate, and I saw someone ask about the brush. Real life dad. You can go to our profile, you can go to the link, and on our profile we have the brush download for free.
Yep.
I just looked at your Anime Academy website course. Might buy it. Awesome.
Thank you.
Let me know if you have any questions or anything.
Yeah.
But it is a complete program. And meaning the whole thing is like one package,
Male
right?
torso.
And then you buy it once, you have it forever. It's not a subscription. And we've been doing it for a long time. Lots of courses and classes we've taken that have led to building the school.
Yeah, it's a great program.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
So before, after.
We don't do specific style stuff, Slim Shady. You'll have to find Tanjiro eye tutorials elsewhere. Hey, Crits.
Hey, Crits. How does the course payment plan work? What's the price per month? Stardust asked on YouTube.
The course payment plan. Yeah, the Anime Art School payment plan is broken into 3 different equal monthly payments. So it's just that. However, with the payment plan, there is not a refund policy.
Yep.
But with the
full
upfront payment, there is a 2-week refund period with no questions asked.
Because, it is an investment after all.
Buying hair dye this week, I'll attempt to do fancy color Miki hair justice.
Ooh. Is that swag? Who that said that?
Straight view, yeah.
Yeah.
How do I avoid the same face syndrome while still maintaining the same style or vibe?
That's a good idea. Sorry. I nailed spit when I was like, oh my gosh. Okay, so same face. Same face syndrome, avoiding it, but still making it, but maintain style.
Chat, I'm here. Hello, Spider-Man. Dingy. One time, you should paint Colton's head green before stream so we can see what goes on in there.
Yeah, no problem, Stardust.
What the heck?
So you notice that for this eye right here, it's the same shape, but I just changed the curves a little bit. It still has all the same components, the nice thick lash line, some nice lashes for extra kick, but maybe like a thinner shape.
So is the Anime Academy website same like Udemy? No, it's our own platform, it's our own website, but it does work similarly. So you're going to have each class that you can access, and then each class has, 50, 70, 100 different lessons. Mm-hmm. And that's how it works. It's similar. It works similarly, except it's much more organized and structured, and there's a syllabus and homework assignments, and there's basically weekly lessons and then homeworks. App name, it's Procreate.
Procreate.
And also you can get the brush on our profile. Wow, now so I'm going to save for it. Awesome. Yeah, and you can join our Discord server, Lindsay. And if you have any questions, just you can DM me. Or you can DM our TikTok. Can we see muscle tutorial where you do anatomy?
Yes, I will have an anatomy tutorial on here. I have it listed. It's on the male torso specifically, so you can stay tuned for that. Could you give us
a tutorial on perspective? I'm struggling so badly in the background, guys. Sure, Snaps.
Sure,
I'll do that.
Perspective.
BGs.
Dude.
Are these live saved? Yes, we're actually live on YouTube right now, Vanessa. So you can go over to our YouTube channel and either watch the stream there. It is bigger, and you can see the whole iPad there. And also, all of our live streams are recorded automatically and put in the streaming tab on our YouTube channel. So our YouTube channel name is Draw Anime Academy. It's exactly the same as our TikTok. Mm-hmm. Will the tutorials on your TikTok be uploaded to your Instagram when TikTok gets banned? We do have a lot of the tutorials on our YouTube and a couple of them on our Instagram already. We'll think about it. There are some pretty good ones on there. So, yeah, probably.
So, poses.
Any tips on planning a piece? Ooh.
That's actually a great idea.
Yeah,
I will put planning a piece. This list is not planning a piece.
Yeah.
Okay. So, for poses, which one looks more dynamic to you? I have one on the left, A, and
Stop
one on the
calling
left.
me by my youngin name. I like that name. Dingy
I
Doodles.
like Dingy. Dingy is so cute.
Was legendary. Look, I'll just say that you may not like the name, but it's iconic, and we instantly remembered it.
Yes. Spider-Man, I've seen a bunch of Spider-Mans, but Dingy, there's no one that's going to replace Dingy. Yeah. So, someone said correct. Gigi said B, which is, you're correct. And the reason why is because poses that are asymmetrical, as we talked about earlier with the eyes, is going to always be more dynamic than a stiff pose that is very symmetrical. Now, there's room for symmetrical and asymmetrical poses, but if you want something more dynamic.
So, I'll explain something really quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, the difference between these two eyes and the difference between these two poses is the same concept, which is dynamic versus static. So, there's dynamic and there's static. If you struggle with, oh, my drawings look boring, or my drawings look stiff, or they don't look interesting, this is the reason. Dynamic and static. Dynamic things vary. So if I draw a dynamic range of lines, I can draw a thin line, a medium line, and a thick line. This eye has a combination of all three. the lash is thick. You have thin lines like this bottom right here, and you have really thin lines right here, and you just have a good combination of thin, medium, and thick. So dynamic, variety.
Dynamic?
It's too big. Variety. If you want things to look interesting and dynamic, they need a variety. And that's not just with the thickness of lines. It can be the darkness. It can, so this would be like the thickness of lines. This would be the darkness of lines, right? So this has variety. This has a different kind of variety. They can see it.
Okay.
This has a different kind of variety. Check this out. So if I draw a straight line and I draw a curved line, there's a variety between the straight and the curved. That's what Christina did in this. There is a straight right here, and then there is a bent right here. There is a straight right here. There is a curve right here. That is variety. Mm-hmm. So if you want your drawings to look more interesting, vary everything. The line thickness, the line weight, the line... I've not pinged the Discord yet. I'll do that, VO. Alright, so vary the line thickness, the line weight, the line darkness, and mix it up. There's also shapes. So you can vary your shapes. This has a mixture of round shapes and also sharp points. That creates an interesting variety. So whoever asked and they said my art looks boring or my art looks stiff or it doesn't look interesting, this is why.
This applies to basically everything too. Bodies, facial features, backgrounds, anything. It just...
Everything.
Yeah, everything.
Everything. Someone says, honestly, good advice.
Hey,
this is the advice I wish I had when I was a beginner.
I know.
I've been working professionally for close to 10 years now, doing literally everything from weapon design to swords to guns to backgrounds to characters to costumes. This is universal design. This is everything from anime to interesting anime eyes to, you know, alien planets and plants and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Melky, how would you use the base to do the actual drawing? What do you mean by that, Iguro?
You mean like this right here?
Oh, like that?
So, yeah, this has to do with design.
Yeah.
I'll make a YouTube video on this at some point. So go subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'll talk about these design principles. But, yeah, I did want to point that out. So you'll notice that this right here, this eye on the right, it's boring because there's no thickness variation to the lines. Like, and everything's kind of the same. The gaps between this is similar.
Oh yeah, I didn't even notice I did that.
It just doesn't look good.
Yeah. Do you guys have individual accounts where we can check out your art? We do have art stations for the both of us.
Yeah.
But that's more of like a professional portfolio.
I don't have a social media.
I don't either.
But I do have a portfolio.
Yes.
And Christina has some work. But I can show you some of my work so you know that I know what I'm talking about.
Go ahead.
Here's some of my work. This is a painting that I did in 2016. So this was 8 years ago. You know, I'm a background artist, an environment artist. This kind of stuff is what I do. I've been working professionally for a really long time. I teach drawing. I teach design. I do both painting. I do line work, color, characters. Where's some of... You know, I teach rendering and lighting. These are paintings and stuff as well. Mm-hmm. I teach dimensional drawing.
So these are examples in our anime art school as well?
Yeah, this is actually from our school.
How long do backgrounds usually take you? Depends on the piece.
It really depends on the piece.
I would love for you to show them the
maybe 5-10 hours
piece sometime.
I did a couple more artworks last night. I'll have to put it in this folder.
How long did it take y'all to master anatomy? I wouldn't say I mastered it. I would just say I've gotten a little bit more fluent with it. There's muscle groups that a lot of artists memorize, and that took me, a few years of just taking a bunch of classes. And I would say that's like the ultimate way to learn it.
How long do backgrounds usually take me? I'm pretty fast. Because in the freelance world, the faster you are, the more money you make, so you tend to focus on speed, but speed comes with experience. So, I don't know, 5-10 hours. I did these yesterday. All 3 of these. Took a couple of
Oh, I love
So
these.
I did this. This is a little I don't know if it's a comic. A couple little panels. So I did this last night. These ones. There's Miki, my character, and she is having her first ghost encounter.
Ghost encounter.
And then, you got
Huh?
this little guy who's like, huh? She can see me?
Wow.
So yeah, all 3 of these took me, I don't know, maybe 2 hours to do.
Oh, okay, Iguro. I'll probably talk about that in a bit.
Hey, Fox.
So, this is, if you're wondering, like, how to make your
Daniela, hello.
how to make your drawings less flat. This is flat because there's no sign of form. But this right here has more form because if I added a line right across this, that's a form line. And that describes a cylinder. So when you see, arms that just look like, this. Let's pretend that this is a nice looking arm. And you got a hand. This looks kind of flat. The reason is because there's nothing to describe the form. So what a lot of artists do instead is they use overlaps. Like for instance, that's when understanding what muscles go where is kind of handy, is you can use them for describing the form a little bit more. So like for instance, this deltoid could overlap this a little bit, and you'll see that little T shape right there describes what's going on in the form. Overlaps like with the elbow.
How long would a realistic background take? It really depends on the piece. I would say, yeah, maybe 5-10 hours.
Yeah.
Fox, can you send us the live before you leave? I have to go to my concert now. I wish I could stay. Is that the one you didn't memorize the song for?
You'll even notice that for the wrist, I even boxified it because that's usually how the wrist is shaped. So comparing this one right here to this one has, it's okay, but there's no understanding. This one has a bit more of a better idea of how the forms work. So if you add these specific things to your drawing, it'll start looking less flat.
Before I go, is there a way to make armor easier to draw? Armor? Let's see. Armor, it depends on what kind of armor, right? There's like hard and soft armor, but assuming you mean like hard armor, maybe like a knight's armor, they cover certain vital areas, and there's a lot of mobility. They're designed to be as mobile as possible. So in areas that bend and stretch, like shoulders, like archers wouldn't wear shoulder pads very much. They would have a lot of arm mobility. Knight. So think a lot about what areas of the body need to move and allow those to move. And areas of the body that have vital organs and stuff, a lot of the time they'll try to protect with like hard plates. And also another thing is a lot of the time armor will mimic anatomy. Armor tends to look good when it mimics anatomy. So you'll notice that like a chest plate will mimic a lot of the time the shape of the pectoralis. The shoulder pads a lot of the time will mimic the shape of the deltoid. So when I started learning like the shapes of anatomical muscles, my armor got a lot better because I was pulling from those shapes in my mind.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of the time armor is very tricky because there's intention behind the armor. And if you don't understand what armor does, it's very difficult to design for it.
Yeah. Yay, it's my birthday and I bought your book as a present to myself.
Aww.
Awesome, Colby. Which one? Volume 1 or volume 1 or 2? Sophisticated Sketches, thank you for the follow.
Thank you.
Girlbot9, thanks for the follow. Chris, Kirby Cakes, thanks for the follow.
It's fun.
What is this? A Real Homie, thanks for the follow. And this one's just a speech bubble. Thank you for the follow as well.
So someone asked, or Iguro asked, how to start with something like this and turn it into an actual body without forgetting that it's there. The way how I like to do it personally, and it's just because of my personal opinion, is I would duplicate this to the side and I would erase this very lightly. So you'll notice that the drawing on this side looks much lighter here, and I'm literally just drawing over it. And I'm turning this space into different boxes because I'm trying to figure out the forms of the body. So a lot of time I will start poses like this because it's just easier to figure out. And then I just make sure that the proportions are correct. And then after that, I add forms like boxes and cylinders on top, and I use this as my perspective base.
Yeah.
So
this is so helpful.
You're welcome.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Stephanie. You thank you or you're welcome.
Thank you or you're welcome,
Both?
Gabor, I guess.
It's so helpful. I love these lives. Awesome. Glad you like them. This is so good. You guys are so knowledgeable. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Learned a lot.
We try.
Yeah, we try.
Could you explain about hand anatomy?
Hand anatomy. Hand anatomy is quite complicated, so I would probably worry more about the forms of the hand, which I think is what you're more referring to. So yeah, I can cover that.
Ironically, Y'all's Anime School is going to be my own birthday present as well.
Aw, thank you.
Awesome, Stardust. Guys, it's so burr here.
It is kind of cold lately.
Mm-hmm. Tips on making a good art portfolio? That's really dependent on which industry you're going into. Fuzzia. What industry are you going into? I only know like how to build a couple of portfolios because they're so specific. Like I don't know how to build a good storyboarding portfolio. I don't know how to build a good animation portfolio because I don't do either of those things.
Yeah, not all portfolios are the same.
Animation / character design. Character design, definitely am better at. I would say find people who are currently working professionally at what you want to do. Find like 5 of them, email all of them, and ask them what their favorite resources are. Abby joined. Hello.
Abby!
Your best luck at getting good advice is going to come from people who are currently working professionally in the job you want. That's pretty much my go-to. That's what I did when I started getting into concept art. I bought the art of Fallout 4. I found a list of all the names of the concept artists, and I added them all on Facebook and messaged them, and almost every single one of them replied to me and helped.
I think the portfolio should reflect how you're going to be able to do the job for them, right? It's not just a bunch of random paintings or how good you can paint. Like, it's about, hey, can this person who's looking at your portfolio be able to see, like, okay, they'll be able to do what we want them to do.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's something that a lot of people don't really understand because it's kind of elusive. You have to really know what you're doing.
Yeah. Does learning perspective of shapes like how Christina drew that figure help with anatomy? Anatomy is vastly less important than people think it is.
Yeah.
No, understanding the general forms of the body. Like, look at this. This figure right here, this figure has very, very little anatomy on it. It has the forms of the arms and legs, but it has no, like, anatomical information.
It's not like an écorché model.
It's not like an écorché model where you can see all of the muscles and the striations and everything. This model is plenty. If you can draw something this detailed, it's plenty for you to be able to make, like, your own comic or webcomic or whatever. Where can I get that figure? You're going to be sad to hear it's probably over $250 US.
Yeah.
Amazon, though. It's a Japanese figure. You want to write it down.
Yes.
Toa Heavy Industries. So I did see an industry question. Do you have any good tips on getting good connections in the industry? Honestly, artistically, Mac, I got a secret about getting good connections. Start a YouTube channel and interview people. That's good. I used to run a YouTube channel and interview professional artists, and there was very few artists that I could actually get in contact with to interview. You get to call with them, and you get to interview them, like, live. I think that's a really... Like, if you want to help people and also get good industry connections at the same time, start a YouTube channel, do interviews, email people, and ask them to do interviews. Otherwise, I would go to, like, Lightbox. It depends what industry. What's that model called?
Oh, here. Toa Heavy Industries, 1,000 toys. This is the 12th scale, right? 1/12th scale?
Yeah. I think learning anatomy is important if you're drawing really complex things like back studies. Yeah, it depends on the goal. Like, if your goal is to draw really detailed anatomy, then anatomy is important. If your goal is to do almost anything else, anatomy is not the most important thing. I'm not saying anatomy is not important. It's just less important than people think it is. Like, people will go and dive into this complex anatomy book, and they won't even be able to draw, like, basic cylinders and spheres that the anatomy sits on top of.
Yeah. I think it's good to know where the major muscle groups are, which is what I'll be talking about right now, which is male torso anatomy. And most of the time, I like drawing girls. personally. But I draw guys just to learn the anatomy, and I just only draw girls for the rest of my life, because that's just me. No, it's also Colton as well. But
Deco, what industry? The idea of breaking into the industry has been super daunting to me recently.
What kind of industry? Because there's a lot of art industries out there.
Have you guys watched Arcane? We have not.
No, but I heard it's good. So, what I did here was I drew a line, and then I divided this into 3 equal parts, the best I can. And then I divided this into boxes. So, second box will include the rib cage. Halfway on the third box will include the pubic bone and the pelvis. And then your head will be about 2/3 of this box right here. So that's kind of my proportional setup. And I'm going to be adding anatomy on top of it. By the way, feel free to interrupt me, Colton, if you need to.
Yeah, that makes my head spin, I swear. I worked professionally as an artist for almost 5 years, and I had never done any people drawing. And then I started learning people drawing, and now I do a lot of it. But
oh, yeah.
what days are you guys live? Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 Eastern.
I would say the most iconic muscles ever, in my opinion, is the pecs and the deltoids. Because you can't really mess them up.
Yeah, it's pretty iconic.
They're pretty iconic. The deltoid is on your shoulder, and it goes past the collarbone. And it's kind of like a triangular shape right here. So this is a little bit messy, so I'll erase it. And it rests on top of your arm. Underneath of the pecs, the underneath of the deltoid and coming to the front are your pecs. And you have 2 pecs, and they're separated by your sternum. So sometimes you'll see a gap in here, and sometimes you actually feel a bone if the person's not super buff. So that's your pecs. And then you're basically mostly there. You also got your trapezius muscles, which is where a lot of people like to massage your back. And that's kind of like a triangular shape right past the neck. You'll get your... Go ahead.
Have you noticed a dip in productivity when you return to backgrounds now? What do you mean exactly? No, I actually found I'm a lot faster. And because people drawing has so much to do with shape and form language, my backgrounds are actually better now. Mainly as an illustrator, but I don't know if I'm good enough for my age, that type of deal. Age doesn't matter at all.
Yeah, age does not matter.
If you're young and really good, you wait a couple of years and you're no longer young and really good. Nobody who hires you will ever ask about your age.
Yeah.
It's a pretty level playing field.
As long as you're good, it doesn't matter your age, as long as you're easy to work with. And
yeah. But it depends. Like, there's a lot of different illustration industries.
Yes.
That are completely separated from each other. So you'd actually have to be a little bit more specific. Layla, hello. Christina Bulgari Art, hello. Thank you for the follow.
We got another Christina here.
1313, thank you for the compliment.
So we got the pecs, we got the lats, which is the sides. Sometimes if you work these out really a lot, like if you do a lot of pull-ups, you'll see that the back or the sides right here becomes really wide. That's your lats. And they kind of peek throughout the sides. And then comes out your avocado slices or serratus anterior. You don't have to know the incredibly crazy details of it.
Yeah, you don't have to know the names of anatomical things.
We just happen to know because we took a lot of classes. So, anyways, then the easiest part, I would say one of the easier muscles to memorize is your abs, which comes from the opening of rib cage down to your pubic bone. This is your abs. And your abs are divided into 4 groups, right? No, 4 pairs. So 8-pack, right? But most of the time you'll just see it like more like an 11 shape. And then down here on the sides is your obliques. And that's all you have to know for your torso anatomy.
40 here and starting the drawing journey. Who knows, maybe I'll be good enough for a job one day. Yeah, Wintermute, you are at a major advantage because you have 40 years of life experience. And the biggest success stories of people that I know personally were people who started drawing late. They generally have a lot better of a work ethic. They have more life experience. Young people tend to get arrogant and be like, man, I'm young and really good. Older people, not so much. They just get down to work and practice. So young people will get cocky and arrogant. Not always. Some of them. Especially if they're good.
Or especially if they're talented for their age.
Yeah, if you're talented for your age and you're like 16, be very careful that you don't get cocky and think you've got it in the bag, because someone who's 40 who spends 8 hours a day practicing will run circles around you.
Take it from me, I've been there. I've been that 16-year-old.
Do you think people who can't draw at all can learn to be a great artist? Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I know 3 people specifically who started learning to draw at an older age and are now working professionally. One of them is an art director at a huge studio now. One of them is on the Blizzard Overwatch team, and one of them is my brother, and he's working on Star Fox.
So I just color-coded all these.
Hello, guys. I'm very sad today. Aw.
Oh, I'm sorry that you're sad.
I'm sorry that you're sad.
Yes, you can definitely take a picture of it. I also will be posting this on our Discord channel so you guys can see the full sheet. Alright, so we did male torso anatomy. Ooh, I want to say this one. Okay, we'll do a side profile and then we'll talk about same face syndrome or how to avoid it, but also maintain your style. So we'll do both of these next. We'll do side profile first. Go ahead.
Discord ping. So I didn't ping the Discord earlier, and then I forgot. So we went live early. So let's do...
Yes, they do stay on YouTube.
Yup.
So you start off with a circle, or more of an ellipse. It's not complete, it's not a perfect circle. It's more of like an oval. This is the back of your head. This is the front of your head. Draw a mask down.
What are you covering now?
Side profile, really quick.
Okay.
Draw a center line down here. This is the kind of your guideline of how far you're going to put your features.
Someone says, at the end of the day, I just want to draw my OC and all the images that appear in my head. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
That's the most true thing ever.
Yes. Yes. That's all I want to do too.
Misaki just told me y'all called me and her Tira and Miki. You remind me of them.
Well, it's like the pair, right? Like they're kind of always together.
So then you can still get a good job in art even if you don't go to art school. Absolutely.
Yep.
I'd say it's about 50-50. About 50% of people never went to art school. In my professional experience, people that I've worked with, probably actually more of the people that I've worked with did not go to art school. And by art school, I mean like a formal college. Most of them took classes online and had mentors and stuff. I have aphantasia. Imagine being able to imagine. One of my most successful artist friends has aphantasia.
Yep.
His name is Dan. He is an art director at the second biggest concept art studio in the world, and he has aphantasia.
Yeah. Well, what he does is he finds out like the function of things, like what certain muscles do for like the body, and then he'll memorize the forms that way through function rather than just imagining things. So I feel like that's really interesting.
Yeah, it's like where you can't picture things in your mind. Art has very little to do with picturing things in your mind, really.
Yeah.
A lot of the time.
Side profile. All I did here was I marked out my proportions really quick. I drew a line from the top to the bottom of the head, and I divided that in half. This is approximately where your eye line is. Then the rest is kind of history. As long as you have the nose and the mouth at an overall diagonal, direction, you're pretty much good. But once again, this is not for everyone, so this face shape might not be what you want, but I think it's a good average to start off with.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty nice little cheeky
head. Cheeky little head,
what about the neck?
The neck will not be straight down like this. That's not very natural.
You can make his head do that.
You could make his head do that. But it doesn't look very natural. It's like double chin moment. But instead, angle it slightly. Kind of come out. Like, think of this as like a straight line going this way. Well, that's a diagonal line, isn't it?
In your opinion, which art-related job can make the most money right now? What is good you said, in my opinion, because that would definitely be an opinion. I'm sure a lot of other people would have different opinions. Honestly, I don't really know. There's a lot of art jobs that can make a lot of money, especially if you're positioned well. Mm-hmm. Concept art pays pretty well. I have friends who have made $400,000 or $500,000 in a single year doing concept art.
But it's also very competitive, so you have to know that what you're getting into is very hardcore, rigorous training later on. But yes, you can definitely do it. It's definitely possible.
But it just depends. It depends how good you are. Like, there's always a scale, like different tiers of jobs, right? There's industry jobs that'll pay $1,000 a day, but you have to be really good to be able to do them. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hear furry art is profitable, especially if you're a good furry artist. Mm-hmm. It's skill. Not everybody's on the same level. What kind of skills in art would I need to know how to make a manga/comic? Actually, a lot of the skills that we teach in our anime art school.
Yes.
So, you're going to need to learn figure drawing, costume drawing, character design, backgrounds, perspective. You're definitely going to need to learn storytelling. That's going to be a big one.
Mm-hmm. We do want to make a comic and storytelling course in the future.
Yeah, so we do have a school online.
Yes, we do.
It's a collection of a bunch of courses that kind of mimics a college. And we teach anatomy and figure drawing. We teach costume drawing and clothing. We teach character design, perspective. So if you're interested in learning more about this school, you can go to this link right here. You can take a screenshot of it and check it out.
Or you can DM us for information as well.
It's hard to get a job into a job in the industry without going to art school? No. Nobody will ever ask you about a degree. It's all portfolio based. Mm-hmm. I have a story. Regulars have heard it. I posted a painting online. I'll show you the painting. I made a painting as a tutorial for somebody. This is the painting. I posted it online on my ArtStation, and about a week later I got an email from Nickelodeon, and it was a recruiter asking if I was available to do work on an animated series. They did not ask me about a degree. They didn't ask me about my gender. They didn't ask me about my age. They didn't ask me about anything. They only asked, what's your rate and how many hours a week are you available? That's it. After seeing this single artwork.
Well, they saw that your colors looked really nice and asked you to be a color stylist.
Yeah, they wanted me to do color. Did you work on anything? No, I turned it down. Well, I didn't need a job. I didn't need the job.
What would you say is a good way to make different faces but maintain the same style? I'd say, for me personally, it's a lot about, like, what, let me think. Let me grab our second book.
Yeah, that's a good idea. What is the best place to start a portfolio? It really depends on what you're building a portfolio for. The best place to start a portfolio is building a foundational skill set.
So here are a bunch of head shapes, different triangular head shapes, but they all look like they're from the same artist, even though they're in very vastly different styles and stuff like that. And you'll notice that there's a lot of common traits that these drawings have. A lot of time the line weight will be very similar. That could be one. The line quality, the drawing style, how you interpret noses. As long as there's a lot of similarity between the different noses and how you interpret things, generally it will stay within the same style. You'll notice that the eyes are also relatively the same size, except for some. Just the features are a little bit different. Like some features are sharper than others, but you can see that there's a lot of the features are just kind of related in the same.
What about those guys over there?
Like in these guys here, I would say, let me think. Okay, so I got this cute little girl that I drew up here, a more buff guy that's very friendly, and a sharp guy. And they all look like they're made by the same artist in a very similar style. I think it's more like pay attention to how you're drawing each character, because I'm making sure that every line that I draw matches each style. Like the hair that I draw here is very similar to the hair that I draw here. It's just a different hairstyle. Same with the eyes. The line quality is very similar. This one's just a little bit thicker, but it doesn't look it doesn't look super cartoony. It's kind of like it's kind of like different ranges of flavors, right? Let me think. I think some people can really don't know how to do a lot of nuance, so they'll either have like a very cartoony style, like a Steven Universe style for like one character. Now this is not saying that this is a Steven Universe style, and then all of a sudden they'll have like a super, cool looking anime character the next, because they don't really know how to.
Yeah, I think
separated.
there was actually a show growing up that kind of made fun of this. Kappa Mikey, remember
Kappa
that?
Mike, I never heard of it.
They had like really Western style cartoony characters next to like much more anime looking characters. It was interesting.
Yeah, which if you want to,
but that was like the point of it. It was like
that was
this
the
clash.
Point. Yeah, it was a clash. So that's like a stylistic, like very deliberate choice.
Is it better to be able to change your style at will or have one set style? If you know foundation, you can change your style at will. And I'll give you a perfect example.
Tori says she knows that show.
So this is an artwork of mine. It is a realistic sci-fi concept art looking artwork. And then this is another artwork of mine. So this is an anime style of my own character. And the reason I can do that is because I have foundation. I know perspective, I know detail, I know design. I know how to manage all of that stuff.
Little ghost clip.
Yeah, you like that.
So cute.
Yeah, this is a collection of my work.
I remember I helped you a lot with those, but I don't think you need my help anymore.
Yeah, like this is more of my stuff. And then, I can go into, here's more realistic stuff. And then here's another one. And this one's like a little bit in between. This one's stylized, but also kind of realistic. So, if you know foundation, you can change your style. See, this one's a lot more colorful. This one's a lot more, has pushed colors, pushed, saturations and stuff like that. Same with this one right here. This one has really, really, really pushed colors. Really vibrant.
Oh, no problem. We'll miss you.
What would you say is the hardest foundation to learn? I don't think any of them are harder than others. I think the hardest part is doing it.
Yeah.
It takes a long time. I'll be offline for a month after day. Since I'll be abroad, I'll miss y'all. Oh, it's all good. We'll be here when you get back. If you had to choose a favorite style, what would it be? I don't really have a favorite style. The way that I look at artwork and I look at the decisions that artists are making, like what shapes are they using? What colors are they using? And I just appreciate it for what it is. Like, if someone's drawing in an anime style, I'll be like, man, I really like how they used these two colors. Or I really like how they used this shape. And if someone's working in, like, maybe more like oil paints and doing, like, realistic, like, landscape art, like, I'm like, wow, really interesting how they used that shape. Or how they used this combination of colors. So, style actually isn't something I think about all that much.
It's more of like how do these artists interpret this, and how can I like do the same thing? So I just drew two very different head shapes. But something that I really kept in mind was I'm just changing shapes between the features, but my mind is, this is an anime character. This is not, what's that? Hazbin Hotel, or this ain't One Punch Man. This is anime. And so if you have a better visual library of how like different anime styles vary different eye shapes, it'll start looking a little bit more related to each other.
The guy she just drew on the right side. Emo Victor.
Yeah, Emo Victor. Oh yeah, wait, maybe I should just make him like emo.
It's not a phase.
It's not a phase, Mom. Actually kind of looks cool with it.
What was that guy from Baldur's Gate? The emo-looking middle-aged dude?
I don't like that
was
guy.
Horrible.
They say he's handsome in Baldur's Gate, but I don't think he's handsome at all. That guy's weird. That guy is not
Theo,
very handsome.
you know who I'm talking about.
It's one of the three, like,
one of the three
enemies.
bad guys.
I don't like that guy. I don't know why people think he's handsome. At least in the game they say he's handsome.
Dropping a sub on YouTube. Awesome. Thank you.
No,
DFX?
not Asterion. Not Asterion.
It's
the bad guys. Not Asterion.
A good hunt. Welcome. Can hair be broken up into shapes, especially bangs, like the rest of the body can be? Absolutely.
Yes,
Everything
can be broken.
So, all 2D art is shape-based. Mm-hmm. So anything can be broken up into shapes.
You also notice that all the proportions of this character is very similar. Noses ends at around the same point relative to the head shape. They just still look different, but you can still tell that the artist has drawn. It's the same artist that drew it.
VO, can you, if you're listening, Can you find that guy in Baldur's Gate and drop it to me in DM? I'll show it on stream if you want.
Oh, DFX is dropping a sub on YouTube.
The emo-looking guy, one of the...
He looks like
the
this.
bad guy.
I know. He has like this kind of squarish face. And he has hair that looks like this. And it's black. And it's black hair. And he's like, a womanizer of some sort. And he has like a really extravagant looking jacket.
Yeah, sad I lost my TikTok sub. Yeah.
It's okay.
Y'all need to back up your accounts. I don't know. Or save the password or something. I know it can be kind of difficult. Gortash.
Gortash.
I think it's Gortash.
It's Gortash. Yes, it's Gortash. Yeah.
Katie, thank you. You get a gold star.
You get a gold star. Can you do armpit and shoulders? Yes, I can. I'll try my best. Okay.
Vio might be AFK.
Oh, all good.
Any of our mods want to find a picture of Gortash from Baldur's Gate and DM it to me on Discord?
Alright, so if you want to draw arms...
Snaz, sure.
Arms are basically cylinders.
Or you can just post it in, like, general or off-topic and ping me.
You know what, I'll do this. One here. And arms, I draw like a little armhole right by the torso, and I literally just stick the arm out from here. I would say that's the easiest way to attach it without making the arms like look way too broad or way too wide.
Send it to me.
Most of the time, I just simplify to cylinders.
Chill Jake.
Cylinders, and then the forearm will be
this dude
box. Ew! I don't like him. I don't like him. He's a creep. He's not even handsome. He's like.
Why is it so dark?
I don't know why it's so dark. It's like
look at his hair.
His hair looks like an anime.
He's like
dude
a 50-year-old guy who's trying to
hair.
rock like an anime hairstyle.
I don't like it.
Loser.
So shoulders has a few components. There's. Well, I made the neck really wide here.
Put a jump scare warning next time.
So there's your clavicle. Your clavicle ends right before your shoulder comes out. So it's right at your shoulder. Your clavicle ends right about here, and then comes out your shoulder, which is your deltoid muscle, and that's what creates the round shape over here. Give me some of that.
That's good stuff.
Give me. We had Raisin Canes earlier today. It was very good. I feel like my stomach was pretty big earlier today because I finished like four of them.
We all know you're going to be that guy someday, only if I get a wig. They say he was handsome because it was when he was young. How do you draw the same character consistently?
Keep drawing it.
Draw your character 1,000 times, and then draw them another 1,000 times, and if you still have the same question, I'll just tell you to draw them another 1,000 times. Because that's really it.
That's you just basically memorizing your character. Like I have a character that I draw basically non-stop, and I'm still trying to figure it out sometimes. But for the most part, I memorize her look, and that's really the only way that you can get to memorize it.
Yeah.
So I raised up her arms on this one right here, and armpits are very finicky because there's a lot of muscles that are going underneath and stuff like that. There's your deltoid, which kind of drops down on both sides like this. Then there's also like your lats, which come from the sides or from your back, and then there's also your pecs.
I learned
so it
how
creates
to draw
this
AK-47.
Oh, that's cool.
I could try to draw an AK-47 from memory.
Actually, the pecs comes in front of the deltoid right here. So this is also part of the armpit. So that's why it's a very difficult shape. Then you also got your bicep, which is like right in front and splits the arms between the bicep and the tricep.
What's that drink? It's an orange Alani. Mickey with an AK-47.
Oh. See, like, isn't this just confusing? So.
Let me see if I know these. I wasn't watching you at all.
Okay.
Deltoid.
Yep.
Pectoralis.
Yep.
Bicep.
Yep.
Tricep.
Yep.
Deltoid.
Yep.
Latissimus dorsi.
Yep.
Serratus anterior.
Yep. You only got it right.
And then there's one little muscle that comes in here, and it wraps around as well.
Is it part of the scapula? No.
And it's one of those muscles. I think it's the infraspinatus.
Oh, okay, your scapular muscles then. So most of the time when you're drawing an armpit, and if you just want to simplify it, you just draw an arm, draw the torso, and just draw a little T shape, like that. That's it.
That's a pretty good.
That's a pretty good simplification.
Yeah. That's cool and all, but which pectoralis is the major?
It's the major.
Yeah, the minor's underneath. I don't know the deep muscles and muscles that you don't see, but
As long as you get the overall overlaps correct, it doesn't really matter like what muscle goes where.
yeah. And another thing that a lot of people have trouble with when drawing shoulders is if I want to draw an arm and it's raised up, remember that the clavicle moves up.
Yeah.
So on one side, your clavicle will move up, and on the other side, your clavicle will be down. So this whole shoulder area will move upwards. Like that.
It's like a hinge. What did you say?
As opposed to, say, this side.
Can I join the like... Let's see, I can fix my art. What? I'll have to look at it, the comment a little bit closer. Can't read from this far. Yeah? Looks
So
like
your whole shoulder area will lift up. Like, watch my shoulder.
Yeah,
right?
it doesn't stay in the same spot.
You can do this.
You can shrug your shoulders while you have your arms up. That's crazy, isn't it? How do you add personality with outfits and hair? Ooh. Well. I'll talk about that in a little bit. So hopefully that helped with arms and armpits and stuff like that. I think that was a pretty fun little lecture. Personality with hair and outfits.
Tape stream? Huh?
What does tape stream mean?
Is it better to start with digital art or is it best to start with traditional art? It doesn't really matter. I would say if you're starting with digital, don't use too many of the digital tools at the same time. If you're a beginner, you can get overwhelmed with all of the settings and this and that. I would say if you start with digital art and you're learning like foundation, like perspective, and your anatomy and figure drawing and all that kind of thing, just have your digital art mimic a traditional medium. So you're just using like 1 or 2 layers, and you're using black and white, and you're using like a basic pencil brush or something. So
this is my jam. Well, we'll talk about perspective and planning a piece in a bit, but I really want to talk about this because this is so much fun. So we have a group of characters. Let me find their little headshots.
And that's if you're just starting. A lot of people will get digital art tools as beginners, and they'll get so overwhelmed by all of the choices, millions and millions of colors, that they'll get like super overwhelmed. It's like, just don't pay attention to layer settings, don't pay attention to multiply and subtract and overlay and soft light and hard light. Don't worry about any of those layer settings. Just do something very simple. Mm-hmm. Normal layer.
Eraser, brush tool.
Yeah, eraser, brush tool.
So, we have a cast of characters that we draw all the time on these streams. And this is our Anime Academy mascots. So we got Miko, Miki, Tira, June, Naomi, Abby, Jake, and Ray. Ray is mine. Abby and Miki are Colton's. And hairstyles is how we basically tell them apart. And as well as their facial demeanor. So understand that hair alone can't tell someone's personality. You also have to have context with like their facial features and stuff. So for instance, for Miko, she has very round facial features. She's a very sweet girl, and I think that she's also a very reserved person because she has glasses, she kind of wears very comfy clothes, she covers her skin for the most part, and her hair is very round. So that's why I chose a bob haircut for her, because I really want to capture that cutesy feel to it. And then with Miki,
I saw that, Daniela.
She's the more sporty of the two. So these two are sisters, and we want to make them related because they both have brown hair and different colored eyes, but they look like sisters. She's the more sporty one. So also, if you want to figure out how to, find personalities, do some people watching. A lot of time in anime and just overall characters, people will have certain things that they like to wear because it gives them a certain feeling. So we noticed that a lot of sporty characters in anime have high ponytails, and it's also cute. So we gave her a high ponytail. And her overall hair silhouette is also a little bit sharper than Miko's.
How can you be as comfortable drawing digital as you are on paper? Do it a lot. Do it a lot, and that's it.
Yep. So now there's Tira, who is more elegant because of her facial features as well. She has a more calmer expression than Miki does. It's all context, right? If you have a friend group that you want to design, this is a great way to find out how to separate their personalities out.
Is the rib cage half the length of the navel to the pelvis? The navel moves around.
Yeah, and the navel is floating.
Not necessarily. The belly button, aka navel, is a floating point, which means it's not always where it's supposed to be. It's not a bony landmark. Mm-hmm. So people usually don't use it as a measurement.
Yeah.
And also, people's belly buttons will be in higher or lower.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll actually notice that in when different people stand next to each other, we notice their belly buttons are in different areas.
Yeah.
They're relatively the same area, but it's different at the same time.
Yeah.
So there's Tira. She's elegant, but she's also not super refined to the point where she has super straight hair. We made it wavy and more parted because that's just the kind of vibe that we wanted. I took a lot of inspiration from like Beach Girls as well as like just kind of like Coquette or just like Material Girl, but like a softer, more elegant version. Clean girl aesthetic. June, judging by her facial features.
Maybe a little bit fast?
Yeah, sure.
I'm
what do you
saying
mean?
You're talking a little bit
Oh,
fast.
I'm sorry. I thought you meant to go faster.
No.
So for June, she has very straight looking eyes, and her personality is very reserved and also very quiet. So she's kind of like a Miko, but cooler. And so giving her very straight hair kind of gives her that vibe of, don't mess with me. But also, I'm just cool like that.
Have you gone over the 3/4 face view yet? Having trouble with it, especially placing the nose? I don't think we have.
I don't think we have, but I can put that on the list. Okay, let me see here. What was it, 3/4 head? But I think you get the point. You saw all the characters on there, and they all have their own...
Technically, they said,
face,
face, 3/4 face.
3/4 face,
but I don't
okay.
know if that was specific or they meant head.
Face. We'll just say face to be more
Have you
accurate.
ever been offered a job in game design? Game design is like a specific career path.
Yeah.
Like, game design, I'm not super familiar with it. I think they do a lot of messing with, like, mechanics of what makes the game fun. They mess a lot with, I think, like, Unreal Engine or whatever game engine they're working in, Unity, Unreal Engine, that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. Offered a job in game design? No, I've never been offered a job in
game design doesn't necessarily include art, I don't think. I think it's more of, like, the gameplay. It's a bit different, I think. But I think doing the research is...
I would find someone who's working in game design. And also... all of the jobs are really specific. Like, people will say stuff like, oh, I want to do concept art, but they won't really know exactly what concept art is. So they'll kind of, like, draw and practice and be like, I want to do concept art, but I guess illustration is okay. I'm not sure. I'll kind of just go in a general-ish direction, maybe. And I find a lot of people have difficulty getting hired in specific industries if they don't know exactly what that industry is and what is going to be required of them. So if you want to go into a specific career, make sure you really know what is actually being done on a day-to-day basis in that career. That's going to help a lot.
Yeah.
I mentor a lot of people who want to get into concept art, and they're not really sure what concept art is.
Colton, I want you to give me some stuff. I want you to just give me some random personalities. Or just, like, personalities, likes, and dislikes. And I want to create a character, because I want to show this concept.
I don't know. Let's just say personality is kind of... what if you did, like, withdrawn?
Withdrawn.
Quiet/withdrawn.
Quiet.
And then maybe... I don't know, suspicious?
Sus.
Likes? They could like, maybe like dull colors?
Dull colors. Okay. So list these out, and you're starting to get it. You might have an idea forming in your head, starting now. So dull colors. To me, they probably like a lot of, like, dark clothes as well. Probably, like, covers, like, baggy clothes, I think they would really like.
Yeah.
Baggy clothes. And I want this to be a girl, because I made this a girl body, so... Yeah. Dislikes, sunlight, loud noises, So we'll do that.
The reason why Mika was my favorite when I first saw her was because she has a bob.
Nice.
Thanks for a reply. Any thoughts on using 3D Clip Studio models and 3D Acon City models to make comics if you don't know how to draw properly? It depends. There are people who can get away with it, who they have a really good story and they can't draw all that well, but they can kind of make up for it by using 3D models. I wouldn't recommend doing that, but it really depends on what your goals are. Like, some people aren't really that interested in learning how to draw. They're like, I want to make a comic. I don't really care that much about drawing. And maybe you're really, really good at writing, right? Like the original One Punch Man.
Yep. But you're not good at drawing.
But
the compositions are actually pretty good.
If you enjoy drawing and you want to get better at it, I would recommend learning how to draw.
Yeah.
Like, if Christina used 3D models, Christina doesn't use any 3D models to help her draw. Mostly because she's always in a student mindset.
Yeah.
But you can if you want. But if Christina used 3D models, her work would be, like, way better. In terms of...
Because everything would be correct.
Yeah, everything would be correct. So, like, if you get to someone like Christina's level and you use it, you'll be super good. But if you use it as a crutch, you're not really going to have the opportunity to improve in certain areas.
So I'll give you a story. I had a phase where I did a lot of photo bashing in my designs because I didn't know how to draw bodies, and the only way to just get things correct was to use photos. And while that was a valid process to use, I really wanted to just get more fluent with drawing bodies and drawing faces properly. And so I just got rid of using photos altogether, and now I can draw bodies and stuff more confidently. So yeah. So I decided to give her hair kind of like a nerd look, but also really sleek. So I gave her like a low ponytail, because usually with people with low ponytails, they don't have like that much of an effort to make it high, because high ponytails are high effort. Like, put it up and comb it back and stuff. So I feel like she's the type that would just put a low ponytail. And that's how I feel, because I always have a low ponytail all the time, because it's just easy to put on. So I feel like that would be part of her personality. Long hair, because she doesn't feel like cutting it. I feel like that would be pretty fun to do. And I gave her some glasses, and I feel like for clothes, if we say that she likes dull colors and baggy clothes, she could automatically have like
again.
Sorry. She could have a baggy sweater. And maybe she would have her hands in her pockets, because that's what they like to do. So the people watching is so important to see their demeanor. And because I feel like she's more withdrawn, she doesn't like showing much of her curves, so I feel like having a baggy sweater would be more showing her personality, that she is more, like, just doesn't really... She's not too worried about her looks.
Do you still is? Huh?
Leggings as well.
I can only draw good with references. What am I doing wrong?
You're relying too much on it, in a way.
I would say, if you want to be able to draw without using references, you need to learn foundation.
Yeah.
And you need to learn how to draw in perspective, and you also need to build your visual library.
Yeah.
So your visual library is like your brain's database of what things look like. So, for example, Christina's drawn a bunch of sweatshirts, so she can draw a sweatshirt without reference.
Yeah. But I had to start with reference first and understand it.
How many folds would you give a sweatshirt fold? Sweatshirts would have less folds because they're a little bit thicker fabric.
Yeah. You'll notice that I don't have any folds like everywhere on her sleeve, but I only added it in her arms because that's where a lot of movement is. And so that's the only place I would put it. And it also makes the sweater look a lot thicker. So I'm going to also give her these loafers.
Still use the same pressure sensitivity? Yeah, we never change it.
We never change it. And I gave her leggings. And only your feet are showing. So I feel like you can kind of tell where her overall personality is based off of this description.
Yeah.
Go ahead. And I gave her some headphones too. Or earphones.
Yeah.
Earbuds?
I would even say, a lot of the time, you could do something like...
But this takes a lot of time to design. She has like 2 headphones. Okay, yeah, I think that's better. So I have to erase that.
What?
Oh, I put the earphones down here, hiding in this pocket.
Oh, I didn't see them. I thought this was the...
But it wasn't very clear.
I thought this was the sweater.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes simple is better. Overcomplicating things is more like high detail shows that you don't really understand, but simplifying the details shows that you understand a bit more. I think is I think a lot of people think that
Studying things I like to draw, yeah.
yeah.
There was a whole class I took in when I was studying industrial design, and the only point of that class was just to go and draw different things and fill up A3, which is like 11, like European 11 by 17 pages completely to the brim, fill the entire page. We had to do 5 A3 pages every single week with ballpoint pen of just different things, and every week had a different subject matter. So one week maybe it was animals, one week maybe it was buildings and architecture, one week it was people and clothing and costumes.
So something that I noticed a lot is if you look at animators and Disney animators and how they draw, their folds are extremely simple, but they only do it in the most efficient areas. And so that's what's going to make their clothing look a lot more believable. So someone who always only focused on the details or only focused on showing so much of all the folds doesn't really show that they get it that much. They're just focused on the detail. But the artist that can be like, okay, I only want to put the folds where it matters. That will make the cloth look more believable. So this chaotic doesn't really have a statement, but this one has a stronger statement.
Are you usually live around this time? Yep, Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Yep.
Just right around this time. We've been live for about an hour and 10 minutes.
Wow. So yeah. Colton, do you want to talk about perspective with background specifically and planning a piece?
Yes, Naz, are you still here? I think you asked that question. I gotta go tinkle first.
Oh, okay. Well,
Nice big green screen.
maybe while you are doing that, I will entertain chat and do my best. I need to stop getting focused on small details no one else would notice. Yeah, that's the thing about perfectionism in art is we think that other people will worry about what we worry about. Like, sometimes we'll be so caught up in like, oh, but I'm not good enough, or oh man, but this isn't the way I wanted to. But the thing is, like, nobody can enter your own mind and nobody can see what you're going for. So it's more about like, how do you become the most clear? Like, how do you make your drawing clear and easy to understand? You know. I did talk about the anime face of the side profile right here. Since this VOD is also on our YouTube channel, you can go and rewind there. Hey Tori, how far art books? It depends on what art books that you have. Some art books are really good, like Morpho, for example. If you want to learn specific anatomy stuff, Morpho is a great reference. And Figure Drawing, Design and Invention by Michael Hampton is also a great book to have. This is great for studying. Not all art books are created equal, so I think I would say look at what books other artists have, like what great artists have. They'll usually have the same books, and it's kind of vetted. You can also get our books if you want, but we make sure that it's all professionally talked about.
What's up?
What's up?
So what are we focusing on?
We're gonna focus on perspective and backgrounds and planning a piece.
Perspective and backgrounds. I need my iPad.
Okay. There we go.
So I'll try something a little bit different here.
Hey, Mata. Can you talk about shoes like heels, boots from different angles? Yeah, I can do that later. I'll have to remember that, though. You might have to remind me.
So perspective and backgrounds. I can break down a couple of my recent pieces that I've worked on. This page is very full, so I'm going to make a new layer. Alright, so I made a couple of artworks lately. Someone was asking about this piece that I did right here with the shoes and the alleyway. And then there's also this piece in the middle, which this piece is actually really, really, really simple. And then I did a couple of pieces recently. This one was a little while back. And then I actually did this one a couple days ago.
I love that one. We'll talk about AR in a little bit, probably.
Talk about what?
AI art. Thoughts on AI art.
Oh. And then I did this one a couple days ago as well.
I love that one.
So I can break down these. This is really simple. This is just 1 point perspective. This is a 1 point perspective shot, and it's just an L-shaped composition. So we've got a building on the right side. We've got the ground plane here. So I've chosen an L-shaped composition. So if I go here and I draw a little scene, all I've done is I have kind of this squarish composition, and I have my ground plane, not my horizon line. This is like the plane that Miko is standing on, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have the building. I have a character right here. I have a character like right here, and she's sitting on the ground, and her arm is reaching out to a cat. So let's just say, cat.
Ooh, Panda Bear says we're almost ahead, Pats. 2,000 more likes. Nice.
And then she's kind of framed by a fence right here and a fence right here. And then there's some context in garbage can. And what I've done is you'll notice that my brush strokes on this ground plane here are going in perspective. Like, see these brush strokes like this? They're going in perspective. So what I've done is I've assisted the perspective. I put my horizon line behind her, vanishing point, and my brush strokes are kind of going like this. And I've created depth by doing that kind of thing. And then you can see over here, we've got the wall. Let's just say something like that. So that's how I set up the shot. It's just very basic 1 point perspective. But compositionally, you'll notice I've got a 3 point read. Number 1 is Miko's face. Number 2 is Abby's face. And number 3 is the cat. So it creates this dynamic triangle between them. And they're all looking at each other, right? Well, they're both looking at the cat. And the cat is looking up at Miko. And you'll see that the flow of Abby's arm goes from the cat up to her face, and it kind of continues on with this light that's hitting the wall. That's compositional stuff. So we've basically got looking at her, looking down here, and we've got this compositional flow that goes around here. It's really, really basic. It's a very basic scene. More important than perspective is your ability to pull off something like this. What?
Yeah. Which art style do you guys think is better, comic or manga? I lean more to manga.
I don't really have a preference that much.
I personally I grew up reading manga, so that's my preference. Comics, I do like as well. I think.
So let's focus on this one. This is another artwork that I made a couple days ago. This is actually 3 point perspective. So you'll notice if I have my scene, if I have my shot right here, the way that I start a piece like this.
You need to move that a bit.
Yeah, well. Let's see.
Do you plan all the composition beforehand, or was it intuition?
I have a general idea of what I'm going to do, and then I adjust things as the artwork comes further along. So my perspective in this one looks like this. I've got 3 point perspective. I've got a vanishing point up top. I've got my horizon line really, really low, is like right here. And then I've got another vanishing point off the page a little bit, maybe about right here.
Mitch says, are your OCs in like a comic book? Because I would really want to know more about them.
And I've got another perspective. Not yet. These are actually illustrations that are kind of figuring out their backstory and stuff. And another one, let's just say it's like over here on the side. And it's kind of like this. So that's the grid that I'm working with, right? If you look at these, if you look at this, very low horizon line. Perspective, you follow this house back. That goes over to the side. Maybe I'll zoom out a little bit more. This goes over to the side. This goes over to the side. What?
Tony says, I didn't know you could place a vanishing point outside the box.
Oh, yeah. Most of the time, your vanishing points will be off the page. So, if this is my frame, and I want to do 2-point perspective, I could do one vanishing point inside, and I would basically have that like this.
Thank you, Moth, for the roses.
And I would probably have one vanishing point really, really, really far on the left. So maybe like right here. Like right there. And I'll go boop, boop, boop. And then I'll have my verticals. And there's like a really simple perspective grid setup.
They got 25K.
They get head pats?
Yes.
All right.
I
have control.
You have control, yep.
Here we go, chat. 25,000 likes. It only took you an hour and 20 minutes.
Which is pretty good.
Which is pretty bad.
Hey.
So, you'll get some head pats and great work. She's like, which is pretty good, which is pretty bad. They've hit 25,000 likes within like 10 minutes before. Like,
They
let's
have?
be real. Yeah.
Well, I don't remember
They slacking like crazy.
Okay, fine.
All right, good work, chat. 25,000 likes. Of course, we were always talking about it. We never talk about it anymore.
Oh, yeah, that's
so,
right.
good work,
But
chat.
I would say
Pat.
They still managed to get it, even when we didn't talk about it.
Great job. Yippee. Yeah, they did manage to get it without talking about it. That's kind of impressive.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The number of likes is abysmal. How they got to it.
Is this Saturday the 12-hour stream? We haven't decided yet.
I haven't really decided. I don't know. I want to get stuff done. But 12-hour stream is...
Don't give them legs to this man gaslighting y'all.
So anyways, you know, this is like 3-point. This is like a really simple 1-point. And then this one on the left is a 2-point perspective. This one's
drawing some backgrounds right now.
Yeah, I'm just explaining a little bit of perspective with backgrounds. So you'll see that my horizon line is like right here. Kind of at the top of the head. About right there. And I know that because this line is not quite vertical, or is not quite horizontal. It's going up a little bit. This line is not quite horizontal. It's going down a little bit. So somewhere in here is where I'm going to get my perfectly horizontal line. And this is all in the background. This is pretty horizontal. So I'm thinking the horizon line is right about here, probably like the top of her head.
Thank you for the heart me obsidian. They put it on your head.
Oh, wow.
Well,
Thank
you
you.
missed it.
Rip.
Oh, well. If you're trying to draw a manga, does the background have to be super large? Not all the time.
Large? No.
No. It depends on like what scene you're doing, because some panels are more character focused, some are more environment focused, and that just depends on like what you want to show in the scene.
So a lot of the time what I'll do is I'll just set up a box, and I'll set up a, like I'm trying to copy sort of what I did to make it similar. I'll just set up a box. And this will come together
Miss Chubby Cheeks, hello.
over here.
Thank you, Elena and Obsidian, for the follows.
And then this one will go down over there. And then my wall will be like that. And that's sort of what I'll do. Put a window. How tall is that window? It's right about there.
Do I get an iPad Pro or an iPad 10? iPad Pro will allow you to have an Apple Pencil, or will be compatible with an Apple Pencil. So if you want to draw on the iPad, get the iPad Pro.
But you can draw on the iPad Mini, and you don't need a Pro.
That's
and
true,
not a Pro.
actually. That
I
is
think
true.
Apple's changed it. It used to be that iPad Pros were the only ones that would accept Apple Pencils.
Okay.
But I don't think that's the case anymore.
Okay, then get an iPad Mini if you don't have the budget for an iPad.
Which days/times is your TikTok schedule? Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. What? Gooblet. Thank you for the follow, Gooblet.
And Ophelia.
Just make sure if you want to draw on the iPad, which I'm assuming you do because you're here, make sure it can accept the Apple Pencil, and then the rest is kind of up to screen size and memory and all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how I plan a shot. So this is simple 2-point perspective. I've got a vanishing point like over here. I've got a vanishing point over here. So you'll notice that neither of my vanishing points are actually in the frame. The frame doesn't matter, right? I can draw a box in 2-point perspective, right? Maybe it's a house. I can draw a box in 2-point perspective. The frame doesn't matter. Like, I could put the frame right here. I could put the frame right here. I could put the frame right here. That's just how I decide to crop it compositionally. The vanishing points are going to be in the same place.
I know, I'm just wondering if I use a bigger screen for drawing or smaller. I'm not sure. Like, you mean, do you prefer to use a bigger screen?
What would be better to use?
I'm guessing that's what it means.
It depends. Do you, like, if you think getting a big one would be too big and you wouldn't be able to travel with it and you wouldn't bring it to places, or I would generally go with bigger because you have like more space to draw. I like the space. That's me personally. Other people like a nice small area to work on. So, we've gone over, this is an L-shaped composition with a triangular reed. All right. L-shaped composition, 1-point perspective, a triangular reed between the three of them. And that is this piece right here. L-shaped composition, triangular reed between the cat, her, and her. 1-point perspective. Very, very, very simple setup. Most people are capable of pulling this off. 2-point perspective. Very simple composition. You've got a character here. You've got a character here. They're looking at each other. You have the foreground, which is kind of this area. You've got the midground, which is basically them. This one kind of has like a combined foreground and midground. I would say the umbrellas and this wall is probably more the foreground. And then the background, which gives context, they're in a neighborhood, right? If there were planets and stars outside, you would know they're not on Earth.
That's true.
If there was a beach and palm trees in the background, you would know they're at a beach house. But the story would be the same. She's giving something to her, and she's standing outside. Maybe she brought it to her. She's in a jacket. There looks like there's a story going on. And then there's this one, 3-point perspective, and it's basically this connection between... It's still a triangular connection, right? You've got her face, and the cat, and it's kind of going in between them.
Hey,
Haven't
Mom.
seen y'all in a while. Hello.
Loving the Christmas theme up top.
Yup.
And then Danny says, Chrissy, our collab.
Someone says personal preference.
Personal preference for what exactly?
Chrissy, our collab has 171 reactions in total.
Wow, that's crazy. I don't know what the personal preference means, but...
What? I don't know.
Maybe I missed a question.
iPad? Okay.
Oh, okay, iPad, yeah.
Yeah, always remember Not My Vegeta. That was really old.
That was really, really, really old.
This is another piece, super simple. 2-point perspective. Horizon line right here. Vanishing point at the end of my pencil. Vanishing point at the end of my pencil. 2-point perspective. Eye height is at about what a person would see. A little bit higher.
Shanghai joined.
But yeah, so whoever asked about the snaz, I think, a long time ago. But as far as like perspective and backgrounds and composition goes, you're never really using that complicated of perspective.
I feel like a lot of people, because they'll be like, oh, well, perspective isn't everything, so I have to use the craziest perspective for everything.
Yeah.
I think that's like a misconception. DFX asks, what do you think about the Bridgman drawing from life book?
Bridgman drawing from life? I have most of them. They're good. They're good. I wouldn't use them exclusively to learn like anatomy, but they're good. He knows what he's doing. I think I'm a big fan of learning from a bunch of different sources. Bridgman, that's all those colored books over there. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's good. He knows what he's doing. Very, very good artist.
I miss Iz.
And we still have our streak.
Yeah.
Wait a second.
Bye, Mom.
Thank you.
You're gonna talk about the streak?
No.
I know, I miss Izzy Poo
Okay.
too. Wow, there are 35,000 likes already.
Crazy.
Uh-oh.
There's TikTok. Wondering if we're here, as if we're not sitting right here, talking the whole time.
Yeah, I can go over shoes.
Izzy Poo. Yeah, that's it. Simple perspective. I'm gonna be making a video, and it's gonna be talking about the missing link between a final drawing and 1, 2, and 3 point perspective. And it's gonna be pretty fun.
Kirby Cakes asks, how long have you guys studied art?
A long time.
Long time. Years?
Yeah. One of the most important things with perspective is being able to... I hate to say the word wing it, because then all the beginners think they just need to wing it, and it looks terrible, and it never works.
Well, it's more like you understand how to draw, and then you wing it.
Yeah.
You learn the fundamentals, and then you know how to wing it.
Yeah.
Because, like, back then, I didn't know anything, and I was trying to wing it. And so that would just make my drawings fail a lot. But I had to learn the anatomy and proportions and all that stuff in order to wing it later. Sunset Lover, thank you for the follow.
Yeah. Was there other stuff that I needed to go over? I mean, that was pretty much it.
I think that was
I
it.
just wanted to explain, like, so if I'm building, I guess I could do something similar to that. I have maybe a cylinder here. And I have a character right here. And I have a character right here. And I've got the cat. What does this cat look like?
Kitty. Kitty. Do a fluffy one this time. Or chubby one.
It's got, you know, this kind of look to it. So there's the kitty. Here's the person looking down. You're looking up at them. And because I'm in a wide lens, meaning I'm seeing a lot, things in the background are going to be much smaller than you think they're going to be. So you have this house in the background, you know, and it looks like that. I brought this tail up to wrap this composition back around. So it kind of looks like that. And then we have all the little kittens in the foreground.
Kitties.
So we got little kittens here. We got kittens here. Maybe one looking in on the side. So the composition is really, they're like peeking around this garbage can and these boxes and stuff to see this cat with its kittens. And the cat is sort of like looking up at them. And they feel giant, right? So they feel very large compared to the cat. It's like these giants are approaching me. And so it's like, you know, there's garbage bags and there's bottles and there's stuff like that.
What art app do you use again? This is Procreate.
Yeah, this is just Procreate, right? And of course, we got...
Well, something that you said earlier, Colton, was people kind of expect too much from perspective.
Yeah.
And it's more just makes your job, it's supposed to just make your job easier rather than solve everything for you.
Yeah. Yeah, people expect too much out of perspective. There's that, right? Here's Abby. And that's the composition. That's it. You got this triangular composition here, and you're just looking up. That's it. It's pretty simple. So if I'm drawing a box in this perspective, my box is just going to look something like this. I'm looking up at it from the bottom. See, if I draw that box in there, there it is. So a lot of the time people will start with a box to get their perspective.
And they just draw some surrounding objects around it.
Yeah, and they just use that as the grid. Like, I can expand these lines, and I can use this as my grid.
Hey, Rayma.
Right, there's my grid. Same thing that I did here. I can draw the box.
Thank you, Corey and Katie, for the follow.
There it is. So a lot of the time, I like to just start off with a box. But I'm really used to drawing in perspective. So I would recommend setting up a grid like this. If you want to do a shot, if you want to do a scene, and then block stuff out really, really simply. You know, you could have...
Bye, Renee.
I don't know. If this is a shot, I'd probably... Like, let's say I'm working on this illustration right here, and I want to do another shot. It's kind of dark, but basically, let's say I want to do another shot of Miki, except I'm kind of like behind her to the side a little bit. So let's just say that she's like right here. And you can see her back. And this leg is like this. And this leg is like this. Right? And then the hand comes out and has her, whatever, her bag. And we'll simplify that into a triangle. She's got her raincoat on. So there's that. Trees in the background. Here's the fence. Puddle.
The unsettling orb drawing. Yep, that's part of the... He's kind of doing a little illustration.
I would do that.
I saw that.
And then I'd say my garbage can right here is a cylinder. And we've got the garbage bag coming out in front of it. And we've got this box here. That's how I would set it up. I would probably then come in and start adjusting things. I'll probably make her quite a bit smaller. This sort of thing. I could go, maybe I want to extend the bottom of the canvas a little bit.
Corey asks, is perspective the topic for this stream? It's one of the topics, but he's more so covering composition as well for this piece.
Here's my grid. I can draw a grid on the ground so I can keep track of this 3D space. And then, again, I want to take her, and I want her to be a little bit further away from the fence. She feels like she's too close to it. Maybe she'd be around there.
Glad you find it helpful, Corey.
There's some of that. Some trees and bushes behind the fence. Now, if I wanted to extend this canvas, I could do that. Pull this down here. Extend this fence. Like that. This is exactly how I start these illustrations, by the way. I'm just like kind of sketching in, right? Here's the orb. And I do that.
Wow.
That's exactly how I start them.
Future Colton speed paint vid on YouTube. I think that would be really cool vid.
See, there's number 1.
I think so too.
And here's number 2, where she's standing and she's looking. And this isn't that detailed. Like, it's, you know, it's pretty rough. If I go over to the orb here, it's pretty rough. By the way, this is exactly the same as what I always show you guys on stream with how to make something that's glowing.
Fire.
So here's a little sidetrack, but if I want to make something glow in painting,
I need to move it a little bit. Yep, there we go.
I can go, I'm going to choose green, And then I'm going to inch my way up towards yellow. And I'm going to go more towards yellow still. What?
Where do I send drawings in the Discord? You can send it in the art share channels, if that's where you want to show your art.
There. Same exact process.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So bright.
There you go. It's the same process. I just did that here. Except it's actually in an illustration.
Yep.
So he's like, huh? She can see me? And there you go.
That's fun.
Very simple.
I feel like that'll be the next illustration you're gonna do.
I feel like it wouldn't because I don't need it.
Oh, that's true. Because this illustration already served that purpose.
Yeah, what I've made already is enough.
Yeah.
Right, I might have holes in the background.
We could teach this in our portfolio class.
Yeah.
I feel like you're already good enough to teach it.
There we go. That's exactly how I would do it. And then, of course, you know, I'm gonna break this up a little bit. I actually learned this from a 3D modeler. And if you make everything perfectly in perspective, it doesn't look right. It doesn't look real. So, for example, you'll notice in this top piece right here, this fence has a little bend to it. So there's this, and then it goes up there. That is an intentional choice because I don't want this all to be perfectly in perspective. Like this fence has got some wobble to it. It steps down, it steps up, because this is it's supposed to mimic real life.
Not everything is perfect.
Yeah, so I'm going to go in here and I'll probably go bring this down, bring it up, bring it in. Right? There's that. I'll put a board across there. Or, better yet.
Oh, like a little door?
Yeah.
Oh, fun.
You could do that.
Vicky, thanks for the follow. Uneaten Roadkill. Wow, that's a very intense name.
Do something like that. We could have different parts of the fence that are different heights and different types. Because maybe this fence was repaired and built over or something. We can have an indication of stuff in the background on the other side of the street. Garbage can. Can have stuff on the ground.
Very nice.
There you go. What was her pose in the original? What did I do? Oh, I guess she's kind of like this. And I'll give her the raincoat as well, so it kind of comes in and out. And has like a pocket there. Then she's got these pants that kind of come down to there. Shoes. And she's holding a grocery bag. There we go. And that would be plenty for a sketch.
Mm-hmm.
Even more than plenty. You know, and in this shot, I would probably actually get a foreground in here.
Ooh.
So I could probably have maybe another garbage can. You know, maybe a board and a stick or something. If I want something interesting. Maybe this garbage can actually is open and I can see stuff in it, and then maybe the lid is like leaning up against it.
Corey asked, have you covered heads in perspective? Not yet, not this stream just yet.
Just yet. I don't know if we are going to.
I don't know if we are going to cover. I know I want to cover shoes and heels in a little bit, but I'll do that after you.
So after I get my basic perspective set up, I'm really just thinking about design. What do I want in front of something else? What do I want her to overlap? What do I want the orb to overlap? How do I want the silhouette of this fence line to be? So what most people, in my opinion, would do when they start environments is they would be so focused on setting up this perspective correctly that it would just look that it would just look like that. And they would be so incredibly focused on setting up the perspective correctly that it wouldn't have any personality. They'd have like trees and stuff back here, and it's like, sure, the perspective would be right. Maybe the vanishing point is behind her. And that would be their entire shot. And it wouldn't look very interesting. So what I've done is I've given it a lot more personality by making this silhouette more interesting, by giving a lot more story. So instead of being controlled by my perspective, I am using the perspective to control the story that I want to tell.
It's like the etiquette video. It's like, oh, the water bottle works for you, not you to the water bottle.
Yeah, the perspective works for me. I don't work for perspective. And it's really, really simple in my brain, because all I do is I go, I've got my horizon line. Anything above it, I'm going to see the bottom of. Anything below, I'm going to see the top of. And if something is above and below, I'm not going to see the top or the bottom. Right? And that's it. So I'm just going, here's my horizon line. This is below it. I'm seeing the top of it. Right? If there was a garbage can floating in the air, it would look like this. I would see the bottom of it. There's my floating garbage can. So I'm not going, oh no, perspective.
Aw, thank you, Sam.
Thank you, Sam. That's very nice.
That's so sweet.
Right? So in my brain, perspective isn't like this really rigid thing where I'm like, oh crap, I gotta connect it to my vanishing point. Like, I haven't even been using this vanishing point because I know my perspective is right enough. See, like, this fence actually has a different vanishing point than the ground that I drew. See? These are not lining up with the ground plane. But it doesn't matter because
you can argue for it to not.
It doesn't need to be in the same perspective. I can just shift my vanishing point on my ground plane, and my ground plane could be right here. Like, it doesn't really matter. And there's variation in the ground as well. So, like, maybe the ground goes uphill and then downhill, and there's a bump. It doesn't matter, and I can fix that in the final. See?
You mentioned that as long as it's in the same camera and generally in the same perspective, you're good.
Yeah. My ground plane can be like this.
Thank you, Matriel and Minx.
And I can pull it up, and I can pull it down, and I can pull it over here, and I could pull it over there. Like, that could be my ground plane for all I care. Maybe this one goes like that. And so here's my topology of this. And then there's this. And then it goes up. And then maybe my topology of this one is like that. It's like a folded piece of paper. It's like a map. That could be my ground. So people will be so like, oh no, my ground lines don't go back to this vanishing point. It's like, well, neither do any of these. I could put a cylinder here. And I could put...
Thank you for the follow.
And I could put a box back here. And I could put a box right here. And like all of a sudden it looks kind of interesting. It's more interesting. It's easier to understand this sort of thing, right? Then this could go back up. And
I need to start thinking of that. I need to start thinking like
this.
that too.
There's my ground plane. Does it all go to the same vanishing point? No, I don't really care. Doesn't need to. Right? Same with this fencing. Like this one goes in, but this one comes out. So from a top view, this section right here looks like this.
Mm-hmm. When something is closer, do you draw it bigger?
Yeah.
Generally, yeah. Yeah, I don't think it ever gets smaller. The
yeah, that would be foreshortening. And if you're in a wide lens, it'll get bigger faster, and if you're in a longer lens, it'll get bigger slower.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Yuma, we did cover some anatomy on the male torso.
Well, and I have a really good example. I'll switch seats with Christina and let her do her thing.
Sure.
But check this out. I do it with my hand.
There you go.
So you can see my face cam. Yeah, the green screen is cutting my eyes out sometimes. All right. Look how much bigger my hand is than my head. See? My hand is like way bigger than my head. I'm still keeping my arm completely straight, and I'm going to lean back. Now look how much bigger my head is my hand is than my head. It's almost the same size as my palm now. Same distance away from my head. And I get closer to the camera. The hand gets bigger faster than the head gets bigger. That is a property of how cameras affect foreshortening. Things that are close to your camera get bigger faster than things that are far from your camera. And so if you're looking through a long lens and you're zooming through a telescope, everything's pretty far from your camera, which means things don't get smaller quite as fast when you're looking through a long lens like a telescope.
If you want to draw heels, start with a Barbie foot. You know, if you take a Barbie and take their shoes off, it kind of just looks like this. And then all you have to do is add a heel at the bottom. Make sure that the heel is not going past this point because that's not a heel anymore. She's going to fall and break her legs.
Do you guys record streams? Yes.
Yes, we do.
Drawn's Flipbook. We're actually live on YouTube right now as well. And you can go over there, same username, Draw Anime Academy, and you can back up the stream, and you can go look at any of our previous streams as well. So head over to our YouTube channel, Draw Anime Academy.
So here, where it gets a little bit tricky, because the heel does not connect immediately past the heel, or past this thing right here doesn't connect immediately right where the heel starts. There's actually a bit of a gap. You'll actually see a curvature right there. So if you look at this right here, there's a curve that connects this stiletto, and then there's a bit of a gap at the back. So keeping that in mind will make the heel look a little bit more convincing.
Hey, Mads. Peen.
Peen?
Thank you for the follow.
Peen?
P-E-A-N.
P-E-A-N, like bean, but peen.
That's how I would spell peen. Like some people would spell like P-E-E-N. I would spell it P-E-A-N.
Yeah.
Kiri Master, like the live.
And then you just add a little husk or a little shell around the heel. And what I make sure to do is I overlap these bits. So this is the skin part. Ew, I spit. This part is going to be a little bit lower than the shoe itself. There's going to be some overlap. Same thing up here. Make sure that there's that overlap right around here. Now you got a heel on the side view. A chunky heel or a wedge heel. A wedge heel, I'll just duplicate this really quick, will have a platform. So I personally like wedges more than stiletto heels, even though I don't wear wedges that much. It's because it feels more stable to me. So all you'll have to do for wedges is straighten this down and connect it at the bottom, like that. And the wedge will look more, will follow a similar pattern to this silhouette here, but it will not have this heel at the bottom. It'll just kind of look like a platform. Now, not all wedges are going to be the same. Sometimes you'll see an open-toed wedge as well. So yeah, that's how you would do a wedge. It's the same shape, but you just add a platform at the bottom. Some wedges are also flatter. So you'll notice that her toes will not be standing, well, she's not standing directly on her toes, but it's a little bit more relaxed. And maybe there's straps on top.
What about heels in front view?
Heels in front view, no worries, I got you.
I was just telling one of my friends about your TikTok. Nice.
Ah, thanks.
Count down the brush that you use. Do you know any ones that are similar? No, unfortunately.
Heels in the front view is the easiest to draw because all you have to do is just point the toe. So the way how normal people stand, how people normally stand without heels is that the feet are flat on the ground and you'll see more of a wedge shape like this. But for heels, all you really have to do is kind of continue straight. You want to draw the ankles a little bit, and the only thing you have to add is a little triangle at the bottom, because you know your foot is standing like this. So the only shape that you'll see is more of like a rectangle shape rather than a wedge, and it looks a little bit flatter, which I think is a lot easier to do. That's why I always draw girls with heels.
Daniela, you should be able to use Sus June sticker on TikTok now.
So there's a heel in the front view, heel from the side, from like a 3/4 view. Draw a wedge.
Tori as well.
I don't really draw the foot first because the foot's conformed to the heel. Nice. So usually I would sharpen the toe right here and just simplify it like that, and then I would add that stiletto again.
Yeah. Me win. We should have stickers of our mods on on TikTok.
That would be kind of funny, wouldn't it?
Wait, how do you use those stickers? I've been dying to know. They're so cute. Artemis, you have to be subscribed on TikTok in order to use them here. But on the Discord server, anybody can use them in the chats. But yes. So, by the way, everybody here, if you subscribe to the channel on TikTok, you do get to use those stickers that they're now spamming in 5 seconds. Please spam.
Where do you get the brush? You can get it in the linky in our profile. I think back view of heels is harder because there's a lot of complicated stuff happening. You have to think about, you know, the underneath the foot and all that stuff. So I draw the heel first, and the heel will have an overlap. And then you'll see the stiletto. You'll see the base of the heel. Underneath, you'll see the sole of the shoe.
Dahlia has subscribed. Looks like you subscribed on your new profile, too.
Yo, thank you.
So Dahlia is one of our mods, one of our longtime friends on the channel, and she lost her TikTok account recently.
That sucks.
Due to not having her old phone number anymore. Weird. So, thank you for subscribing here, Dahlia. She couldn't resist. There's a lot of stickers.
There is. Alright. Heel in 3/4, back 3/4, 3/4, front 3/4, front view, side view. Hopefully that helped. I also like to think of it...
Had to have the stickers. Sup?
Think of it like boxes. Like, I don't even draw the heel. Sometimes I just draw this. And then I fill in the shapes in. Because that's just easier.
Funny enough, that's just a good shape.
It's just a good shape, yeah. It could be a building, for all I care. Or it could be a dress.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, I just figure out what goes on underneath.
Mod stickers, please. What do you think about that?
Mod stickers? I think that's pretty cute. I'm going to spend some time to make them.
Well, stickers on TikTok are really small.
They are really small.
So you could potentially make some mod stickers on TikTok?
But I would have to have a better reference to draw it like that. I think. Maybe it's better in the side view.
We could have a Vio, Tofungus, Dahlia, Daniela.
Fox?
Probably a Fox.
She is a TikTok mod after all.
She is technically a TikTok mod. Just TikTok. Mod stickers.
You could turn this into
Tori,
a boot.
are you a mod on TikTok? I think you are.
We could make you a mod if she isn't. I trust her.
Mod stickers would be cute.
And there is a boot. Ankle boots.
We could just have we could just have a toe
for toe fungus.
Just a toe.
Oh, that's
like a
funny.
big toe with like green on it or something.
She ain't a mod.
Tori's not a mod. Do not make Tori mod or it's on site. Huh?
What do you mean?
What does it even mean?
I don't know what that even means. There we go.
Hey, Octolin. Too busy studying to drop in, but wanted to drop in. Hello. She's
Hello.
mad because I threatened to draw her as a furry.
What? Oh, they're the drawers a furry. Danny as a furry. I wonder what she would even be. What animal would she be?
I don't know. Dang, you guys are actually done with finals. I think that maybe calls for a celebration.
Like what?
Danny, did you finish your finals? Yeah. What if we did a cheeky little expedition tonight or something?
Oh, tonight?
Just like not a super long one, like not a big game night or anything, but maybe like a quick expedition if you want, because Danny couldn't do it before. Remember, she's like, I gotta go to work.
Right. The one who ate her own artwork. What do you think, Danny?
That would be pretty fun. Tobby.
Tobby?
Tobby.
Tobby.
He's like, Tobby, that's crazy.
I think it's a cute nickname.
Tobias.
Tobias.
Not me, I'm still doing regular text in next week's finals. Nice. It's funny.
I need to draw loafers better. The last time I drew a loafer on stream, I failed horrendously.
Toby. Wait, I had an idea for content last night when I was laying in bed. I had Christina write it down. Remember the 1,000 heads?
Oh, yeah.
'Cause I'm doing 1,000 anime heads. I'm going to make like a short, and it's going to be like, I drew 1,000 anime heads.
So I can get better at drawing them effortlessly.
Yeah, so I could, in order to try and learn how to draw them effortlessly, it's like, let's see if it worked. And then I draw an anime head and immediately mess up, and I'm like, well, that was a big waste of time. I'm excited for winter break. Nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be nice.
Ashley Isabel Junio. That is a name.
That is a name.
Is that your name?
That's cool.
That's one of the best names.
That sounds
of all
like
time.
a gangsta name. Sounds cool. Mysterious. Okay, I gotta figure this out. Loafers will be the end of me.
Petition for Lorv to change her username to Ashley.
Yes. This ain't right. Okay. The interesting thing about loafers is that they go past the ankles, and I feel like that's the part that like trips me up the most. And it's pretty straight. And then this tongue comes over, and this is the part where it trips me up. It's not too bad, I guess.
I feel like this part is kind of rounder. Like, it almost feels like I thought we were on a eraser.
It's a very small eraser.
Yeah. I thought that this part was like, bro.
Yeah.
It's kind of like,
Maybe I didn't draw the foot long enough. Maybe that's why.
maybe.
That's why it looks kind of awkward. I don't think I drew the foot long enough.
Well, it's the length of a foot, but a loafer is longer than a foot.
Yeah. Yeah, that's too short.
Guys, I'm staying up all night drawing anime so I can try and get better. Wish me luck. Nice.
Heck yeah.
That's what I love.
Here's
I was
the
just
buckle.
thinking about doing maybe an expedition tonight quickly. Or even just hanging out and drawing.
I kind of want to draw.
Well, you always want to draw.
Oh, that's true. But I mean, like, personal illustration stuff. I've
Name
just been so inspired by you, Colton.
Name a single day that you haven't wanted to draw in the last 23, 24 years.
I don't know.
None?
I don't think so.
Let's hang out and draw, actually. That sounds good.
Sounds fun. How much are loafers, anyways? Okay, well that doesn't look too bad. Let me draw from the box right here. Alright, drew a loafer. Kind of. Not too bad. It's weird. Loafers are weird. It's like they look so classy and look really cool, but drawing them is just a nightmare.
Victorian boots.
Victorian
What,
boots
2 hours?
would honestly be really nice.
Oh. Should we wrap up soon?
Sure.
Ah! How is everybody doing? Is anybody new their first time watching the stream?
And decided to stay?
Yeah, who's been here the whole time? Hanging out? Brand new. You stumbled upon this stream today. Me?
Ooh. What?
How do you even say that? But welcome. Sam. Hello. Wait, do we all have work this week? Not the whole time, but it seems interesting, so I stayed. Awesome.
Aw, thanks.
Well, if you are new and you like the vibes, we do have a Discord server. You can, if you want to send us a direct message and ask for the invite, you can do that. Or if you want to go to the link on our profile, you can get the Discord invite on there as well. RJ, hey, how's it going?
RJ!
First time here? Yeah, totally, for sure. Oh, yes, for sure.
For sure.
Yeah, we got 14 people on YouTube and 61 right now on TikTok.
Honestly, I feel like a lot of our chat could troll us and say they're new by switching their display names, and we would never know.
I would ban every single one of them. Permissions open. Thank you for the follow. Can't see the link on your profile, but I can't DM people for some strange reason. All right, I can help you out. So, Corey, do you want to take a screenshot of this? You can type it into your web browser, and the Discord invite is on there.
Oh, Cutica.
Cutica, okay. Yeah, by the way, guys, if you switch your usernames, there's no way for Christina and I to know it's you.
Yeah.
And Christina and I, I don't care if you switch your usernames. We just won't know it's you. And Christina and I don't put in the effort to keep up with many different username changes. So, yeah, the invite is on there. Cutica. Still Yuma? Yup. Conathan? Are the first letters of your first and last name swapped? Is it Jonathan Kent? Or is it Conathan Gent?
It feels like Jonathan Kent.
These finals. Danny Draws.
Danny Draws, we missed you.
Bam, 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 bam.
How big a sandwich is it? Looks like it.
It's a joke for Con L. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Corey. Okay, you got in. I see you just joined.
Awesome.
And if you don't have phone verification on Discord, I can manually add the role. It's just it's a Discord thing to make sure that bots don't spam our server. Because his little brother is Jonathan Kent, but his name is Con Kent. Okay. Into the thick of it. Hello.
Into the thick of it.
Been busy, but happy. I'm getting so close to finally being signed up for the Academy. Awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, actually,
So
Christina
sweet.
and I have been talking, and we're going to be running our first term of Anime Art School live in January, and that's going to be on Saturday. So we're going to have stuff on that really soon. And it's going to be 10 weeks long. We'll have all the final details and stuff soon. But it's going to be 10 weeks long, and there's going to be a whole curriculum, and anybody who signs up for it is going to get feedback on anything they submit, and it'll be live, and you'll be able to, come on, and hear us teach and ask specific questions and all that kind of stuff. And everybody who already has the school gets, like a discount. It's literally 4 a.m. Uh-oh.
I think Ravos would have very interesting tastes in food.
Quirky? Is she super quirky?
No, I think she's just doesn't know how to eat real good food.
She wouldn't, like, care.
She wouldn't care. She'd be like, if this just keeps me up throughout the day, then I don't care what it is.
Are the courses going to be the same infos on the anime school or extra info? So, it's different. The courses that are recorded are, like, a lot of good information, and you can learn all of the stuff. But there's... The live version is going to come with live feedback where you can actually ask questions and get your work reviewed, and that is incredibly valuable. So it's just different. One is like, you learn, you go at your own pace, you can do the assignments. The other one is, what am I doing wrong? How can I get help? And it's also accountability as well. Mm-hmm. So live classes are much better at helping people be more accountable and actually doing the homework and not putting it off. So it's just different. But as far as the information goes, it's really impossible to put everything you know into a class. Like, you put most of the main things, but there's always so many things, and there's so much contextual information. So there's definitely going to be a lot of new stuff based on questions that are asked and all that sort of thing. Emmy, thank you for the follow. Would that Saturday class be at different times or just AM/PM? That Saturday class? I'm thinking the Saturday classes will probably be run at... What were we thinking?
600? What?
The time.
Oh, the time. I'm sorry. Probably in the afternoon.
Yeah, it probably would be late morning or early afternoon that the classes start. And another thing is that you'll have access to the replays, and even if you can't show up to class, you'll still get work reviewed. So there's going to be a new Discord started specifically for the term, and anybody who's in that Discord server, there will be channels to post content. It's not going to be a permanent Discord server. It's like a temporary Discord server, just with channels where you get pinged when the class starts, where you can submit homework and work for feedback, and where the instructors, which is Christine and I, will post our demos and
sheets.
Stuff, our lessons, demos. It's going to be very similar to kind of like a standard online live class. Ashley, we got a couple Ashleys around here. What days do you guys do lives? Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 4 p.m. Pacific.
Look.
How to TikTok live in that setup. You mean with our 2 cameras here and the overlay and everything? Kuro Mike? Is that what you mean? Ashley? We get a lot of bot comments that sound just like that comment you just sent. Yes, we're actually running from a PC right now. We have a 2-camera setup. There's one right here, and there's one on an arm right here, and it's connected into the computer via capture cards, and then that's going into OBS, the streaming software, and then OBS is throwing that over to TikTok Live Studio. So the way that we get this set up is we're actually streaming from OBS. So we're not on phone or anything. It's like a proper setup. Looked around and June caught my eye. Good choice.
Ooh.
So I will attempt drawing her.
I would love to see that.
And we have a microphone in front of us and stuff, but we are streaming from a PC.
Look, come before, Diaritos, after.
That's funny. You need to finish that.
What?
Not like finish it, but like go further with it.
Yeah, I do.
Gonna start saving up to enroll in your art school. Awesome.
Thank you.
Very awesome. Yeah, it's a great school. Ooh, it's how I do Animal Crossing. I didn't know I could do art like that too. I love Animal Crossing.
I love Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing's fantastic. I just hope that in the next game, they will have better dialogue.
I'm about halfway there to save up. Nice.
I want to ship the villagers. I want them to get together. I want to be the matchmakers. And yeah.
Yup.
I want to see the drama. What was it? I want tea. I want, what was it?
Well, it was like a thing that Daniela would say. I want what? I want tea. I want sauce. I want drama.
Yeah, something like that.
How does your school work exactly? Sorry if it was obvious. The school is a collection of classes that are arranged like a full curriculum, like a college curriculum. Me shipping Marshall and Raymond.
I was shipping Marshall with some other.
Who was Marshall talking to on your island?
I don't know.
Nan?
It wasn't Nan.
No.
It was it Shino? No.
No.
It was Tipper.
Was it Tipper?
I think it was Tipper. Tipper was super cute though.
Okay, how does your school work exactly? Yeah, so all of the information is actually on our website if you're interested. But to simplify it, it's basically a year-long program. But you can go at your own pace. It's all recorded. And there's 7 classes. And there's 3 terms. So it's broken up into 3 terms. You got like foundation terms, and then you have a final term where you're actually building a portfolio and like portfolio pieces and stuff. So in term 1, I actually have to look specifically because I don't want to get any of the classes orders wrong and stuff. Where is it? Where is it? Anime Art School. So in term 1, you have, come on. Here it is. Heads, faces, and expressions. And human anatomy and figure drawing for anime artists. And basically heads, faces, and expressions, you learn exactly that. You learn how to draw real heads, anime heads, expressions, hair, hairstyles, all that kind of stuff. In a human anatomy and figure drawing, it's a 12-week class. That's like a 12-week professional figure drawing class. You go through and you learn gesture drawing, you learn anatomy, you learn how to do long poses, you learn all the muscles, short poses, you even learn how to like render poses with lighting and colored lights and stuff.
Yeah.
And then in term 2, you learn about drawing clothes. There's a complete 14-week class on drawing clothes and costumes. So you learn about all the basic folds, you learn all about different types of clothes, different materials, stuff like that. And then also in term 2, you have my class perspective and dimensional drawing, where I go through 1, 2, 3 point perspective. I go through like a lot of the stuff that I talked about on stream.
People in perspective as well.
Yep, people in perspective, how to set up people using boxes and simple forms, and then how to take them and how to do environments and landscapes and how to think about that. You also have a class called, in term 3, you have a class called Advanced Character Design. Oh, I'm loving these tutorials. Do you have a Discord server? Ashley.
Ashley.
But yeah, Advanced Character Design is like a character design class. You talk about shapes, we talk about and teach shapes and how to make different characters based on different personalities and use reference and all that kind of stuff. And then you have painting anime backgrounds, which is another class that I teach. Learn about rendering, learn about painting. There's so much to go through, it's actually hard to encapsulate just how much there is. It's an entire year-long program. There's 7 classes, and each class is like
14 weeks long.
Yeah, like 14 weeks long, except for the anatomy class was just 12. Or the figure drawing
and all of that,
class.
but there's like a ton of assignments, and it's basically like condensing a bunch of our art college experience into one whole program.
Yeah, and then in the final class, you actually build a whole portfolio, and we come up with a story and design characters and do backgrounds and make an entire portfolio. So that's what Anime Art School is. Again, you can see all of the details on our website.
Or you can DM us.
There's no age limit. We recommend at least 13. There's actually a couple of people who are 13 that have the school that are in it, but there's no age limit.
It's a very big class.
Yeah.
But I am excited to do Anime Art School live as well.
Yeah, Anime Art School Live is going to be a lot of fun. You are welcome. And if you have any questions or anything, you can just DM us. Speaking of DMs, I need to check to make sure that we haven't had people who are wanting to get into our Discord server and DM'd us. No, looks like we're good. Maxi Max, hello.
Hello.
Cassie and Henry, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Lazy Greed, thank you for the finger heart. How's it going? Lazy Greed's actually in anime art school.
Yes.
Mercy, thank you for the follow as well.
Mercy? I like that
Mercy.
name. My daughter Mercy. I think that's a good name.
Yeah,
that's a good name for a kid.
Maybe I can convince my BF to get me anime art school.
Oh.
Dahlia. What? What are you whatting about, Daniela? Oh, yeah. What Danny would say.
Oh, yeah. I want tea, I want drama, I want sauce.
I want tea, I want sauce, I want drama. Now.
Oh, I wanted to put her in that outfit that I thought about last
I don't
night.
remember that. No, you didn't say that. We said it the other night, but we said that'd be like the type of thing that you would say. This would be like her nighttime outfit. She'd be like sitting on the floor cross-legged, right?
Yeah.
And then it'd be like, and she'd have gotten up in the middle of the night because she's super tired. There's her striped undies, and here's her t-shirt.
Lewd. I'm kidding.
And she got up in the middle of the night, and she sat on the ground cross-legged in front of the fridge, and was like...
She's like a little barbarian, a cute barbarian.
How do I enter the school if we have to pay? How much is it? Yeah, the school you can actually find on this link. The whole program is $497. And like I said, it's basically an entire college. It is 7 classes. It's huge. And that's the link to it. Otherwise, you can find the link on our profile as well. But this is the direct link to where you can learn about the school itself. Yep, there you go. You just type that into your browser, and it tells you all about it. But otherwise, we're always live here. We go live 3 times a week, usually more than 3 times a week, and we're always teaching and drawing and hanging out. So that is expected to be permanent. Like, we're always going to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So,
long term.
Long term. So you can always find us live on YouTube and TikTok. And if TikTok gets banned, we'll be on YouTube. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And right now, our winter schedule is like 4 p.m. Pacific time, 7 p.m. Eastern. Watch the with the semester over, I can finally work on the classes. Yes.
Yeah, Vio.
Does June have a favorite drink?
I think she would like tea.
I think she would like, yeah, like
Like
tea.
unflavored, like not unflavored, unsweetened teas of some sort. Like
she would, when, like, if her and the girls went to a boba place, she would probably get
the fruit.
Like
fruity,
the fruity tea with the popping boba, but it would be like 25% sweetness.
Yeah, like that.
Or
That
like 10% sweetness.
Yeah. Miko would get the brown sugar boba. I don't know what she's doing. I think it's her upset stomach.
Yeah.
Diarrhea.
Yeah. She eats the Diaritos. Those are the things that I do, that I eat. So, I don't know if you know this, regulars, but, I have these burritos, El Monterey or something, and I've had them for years, and...
That's his guilty pleasure.
Every single time I have them, for some reason, my tummy gets all the rumblies, and I'll sometimes have diarrhea, but I still eat them, because they're so good. And so we call them Diaritos.
And so we're thinking making that a thing, and that's what Miki likes to eat at night.
Yeah. Why is the school $500? I think the price is reasonable. I just want to know why. We wanted to make a really affordable education for people who are serious about getting better.
Yep. Well, we also it's also based off of a lot of the price ranges that we see for the classes that we take.
Yeah.
The classes that we take is one class for that is 8 weeks, and it usually costs around
800 to 1,000
800 to $1,000.
And like recorded versions of the same class. For example, I just bought a figure drawing class, an audit class, which basically means it's a recorded version, and it's an 8-week long class, and it was like, I think it was like $400. So we wanted to make something at a price point that was really really affordable for people who are like young, 18 to 25, and maybe had like a part-time job, and their dream is to make their own webcomic or manga, and they really want to have like an all-in-one place that they can learn a lot of the foundational skills, like anatomy and perspective and painting and backgrounds and clothing and costume drawing and all that kind of stuff. Have you ever tried teaching animation, or is that not included? No, we don't. Christina and I don't do any animation. I have a friend whose name is RJ. He teaches animation classes. RJ, are you still on YouTube? Yeah, so we have other classes as well on different stuff, but Anime Art School is like our main big offer. Yep, RJ Animations. So Corey, if you want to learn about animation, his YouTube channel is RJ Animations. Where do you find your classes at, RJ? Where would you find those? Yeah, RJ's a buddy of mine. He runs a YouTube channel. He does animations. He gets tons and tons of views. He's really good. Oh, I don't have classes. Really? I thought you were running those live classes. I thought through that one website for a while. Can foreigners publish manga in Japan? I don't know, actually.
I don't know.
I'm not familiar with that. Oh, Project City, yeah.
You're probably better off self-publishing. But I don't know. I think Japan has their own sets of rules and culture, so you might need to research that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to tell you.
I wouldn't trust. Yeah.
Yeah, Christina and I don't do any animation. Eventually, maybe. But right now, we pretty much just teach drawing foundation.
Look. These are the wrappers that she left behind. She ate 5. And now she's eating 7. And 2 hours later, she's like, oh, crap.
That's cute. It's funny. Could be a could combo. Cool combo? You teach about animation. No, we don't. Nope. Neither of us do any animation, 3D or 2D. Maybe I should ask my parents to let me join for my birthday instead. Hey, if you want to, you'll get a special role in the Discord server, and you'll have a little backpack by your name, and you'll have access to the Anime Art School channels, which I check more than the normal Art Share channels. And you can ping me in those channels, and I'll get back to you in them. Like, if you want to show me an artwork and you at me, I'll check it out. I'm not creative, 995. Hello. 995. Is that like 1995 or like year of birth?
You know, I feel like Naomi would be those hot Cheeto girls that you see in the hallways at school. That'd be her lunch. That'd be her breakfast.
No, it's just the numbers you randomly get. Oh, okay.
I've seen those around in my old middle school.
Yeah, RJ, I think it would be sick to have some animation classes. Eventually. We actually get quite a few animation questions.
Yeah, we do.
On stream.
I think that's a sign. Although we aren't, we don't teach animation, but we do teach drawing, that you would need an animation for 2D.
Yo, I'm not creative enough for a normal TikTok user. I mean, that is creative. How old do you have to be to join? We recommend at least 13, but there is not a there isn't an age limit for the school, but we recommend 13. It's a big program.
Naomi would like Takis and hot Cheetos.
Yeah.
Takis, for sure.
When you adopt me and I can be child on your channel who talks about animation. Yeah, it'd be cool to, like, co-stream or something. I'm probably going to start some interviews. That's what you say until a 3-year-old joins. I don't know how a 3-year-old would join. But RJ, yeah, I asked my buddy at Blizzard if he'd do an interview on our YouTube channel next year, and he said, yeah. I'm probably going to interview some artists on the side for fun. And we've actually been uploading YouTube. We've gone up like 800 subscribers on YouTube over the past month or so.
Wow, what? That's crazy.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like it, you know? But yeah, we're still making
we
more content.
finally started kicking off our YouTube channel again. I only attempt to draw women because female anatomy is kind of simple. It's about the same.
It's about the same. There's just more curves.
Depends what you're more used to.
I'm more used to drawing girls, so I will forever be more biased towards drawing girls.
Yeah.
She would have the tube top. She would have the jewelry. She would probably have the tube top that has like the nice like elastic texture. I could imagine that.
How can I draw arms? I don't know. How can you? I'm kidding. The upper arm is a cylinder. The lower arm is a cylinder, and it ends into the wrist, which is like a box.
Like that.
So if you want to draw arms better,
and then after
it's basically like that.
The hand connects like a box. And these are roughly the same size. Similar.
On the hand, think of it as a flipper.
Yep.
Flipper with a little bit of wiggle to the left and right. And that's a good starting point.
Okay, wait. I feel like Naomi would actually really look good with bell bottoms.
Yeah.
She would.
It's not a bad idea.
Bell bottoms and wedges.
Bell bottoms and wedges.
Ripped jeans.
I feel like she would have like high heels too.
Yeah.
She would like
stilettos like that.
Yeah, for sure.
It'd be the strapped ones where it's open-toed.
Hey, Chel. Stop. I love bell bottoms and flares.
Is Danny kind of like a Naomi as well? Likes talkies?
Zebri says, hey there. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Currently working on my Draw Anime Academy OC, and I did a rookie mistake of coloring in the wrong layer, and I have to start all over.
No, you don't need to start all over. Just full send it and merge all the layers and just don't care.
That's
what I do. I think I'm just everyone.
Toad? What does Toad look like?
Toad, you know what? Like, I know he has this. He looks like it's a bowl cut, and he's like...
He looks like a little idiot boy. Yeah, he kind of looks like that.
He looks like that, and then there's I'm just going by a memory. I don't know if this is exactly...
I don't remember what
I think his eyes are actually a little bit more, like that.
I don't know.
And then he has, like, this kind of vest thing.
Oh, yeah, he's a
and, like,
silly
these
little
pants.
vest.
Like that.
I don't know. There. You are the first person in probably 2 months that has made a request for an existing character that has actually gotten drawn.
I know. I need to put her in wedges.
Do you know... we better have a follow for that. I'm kidding. There's Toad. Oops. Do you guys know how to make a portfolio? Mikia's Toad win.
No, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing her dirty like that.
A portfolio for what, Chel? Oh, thank you for the follow.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Oh my gosh, she's such a vibe. I like this outfit on her.
Yeah, it's a good outfit. Wait, how did Colton's goatee grow out so fast? Do I have a goatee again?
Do you? You do?
I do. A couple days.
You do.
Max VK Lover, thank you for the follow. Mercy, thank you for the share. I want to apply to Frank Sinatra School in New York, and I have to make a portfolio of my art. Literally don't know what to do. I have no idea. What are their portfolio requirements? Ashley joined, another Ashley.
Ooh, we got another Ashley in the team.
I feel like Draw Anime Academy was just a bunch of Dannies, and now it's a bunch of Ashleys
and
as well.
what else? I know that there's more. There's a bunch of Ashleys. There's a bunch of Kaylas. There's a bunch of Naomis.
Do you prefer drawing digital drawing or on paper, or do you do both? Both. Digital, in my opinion, helps you get out the idea faster if you know what you're doing. And so since Christina's all about ideas, she wants to draw them as fast as possible because she has so many ideas in her head, so she does digital, usually. Draw pressure horror game as a request. I remember playing that. Thank you for the like.
Is it more like this, Danny?
How would you draw pressure?
I don't know. I never played pressure.
I'm just like, I don't know how you would draw it.
You mean like a personification of the game?
If somebody notices it? Yeah. Unfortunately, we can't honor your request, but I do know pressure. I've played it. I kept dying to that stupid anglerfish thing, the flickering lights. Yeah, I know pressure. Got a bunch of kids in our Discord server who always want us to play.
You know, I was thinking, what if Naomi was from Texas and she moved to Florida?
That could be fun.
It's becoming more like Daniela by the minute. I mean, like, I had a friend that was actually very similar to Naomi, and she moved to Texas from Florida. She was a classmate of mine.
Uh-oh.
Now that I think about it, Naomi's getting more and more like Daniela because she actually likes a lot of similar things that Danny likes, like the very cute charms, chunky charms.
Hey, oh.
What?
I bumped our camera.
Oh.
Hey, Kayla. Ashley, thank you for the follow.
Kayla Okami. I would feel like Naomi's a mix of Kayla and Danny at this point.
What is this style of drawing called?
It's just anime. I don't know.
It's just a line work. Anime line work. I don't know. Not really called anything. June is genuinely pretty. How did she get made up?
Well,
yeah.
I would say we created Miki, Miko, and Tira first, and Tira's the elegant one, right? And then in my opinion, I think you wanted to make like a cool version, like you wanted.
I wanted to make a cool, quiet, intelligent character.
Yeah.
That didn't talk a lot.
And I was thinking, like, what if she was kind of like a dark version of Tira, like a dark inverted version with straight hair, sharper eyes. Because we needed to have, like, a lot of the girl archetypes in the group to make it look really fun. So we needed a cool girl.
Multiple Ashleys in the chat at the same time.
Nice.
Where's Lure?
Ashley Fest.
I just looked up the requirements. Half of them have to do with expression study. Expression study?
For the requirements for it, are you going through, like, a certain major or program, like animation or something?
Or might be doing homework and quizzes. Well, there's a bunch of Ashleys here.
You can study a bunch of Disney expressions. That's an exercise that a lot of people do.
I did a bunch of anime expressions during my time doing this 1,000 Heads challenge. Where the heck? Oh, here they are. Here's a bunch of expressions. I don't know. Her anime style probably wouldn't be accepted, though.
Kayla says, you made her a Cheeto girl. My headcanon has come to life.
That's funny.
Yep, she's a Taki and hot Cheeto girl.
Not half the chat being Ashley. That's great.
I know. That's fun. I like it.
Usually it's a bunch of Dannies. Now, Ashley. Today is the day of the Ashley.
Yeah. Ashley, something like that. I like drawing Naomi. Naomi's really fun.
Then we decided at one point, we're like, what if June was like a gamer girl? Or what if she was kind of like she really liked cons and cosplay and stuff?
Like a nerd.
And,
like a cute nerd.
Yeah, and then we were like, wait a second, what if June secretly was like a really famous cosplayer who like flew around the world in order to go to different cons, but none of her friends knew about it? And then Miko, we were like, hi, Nicole. Yes, Nicole. And then Miko finds out that June's a famous cosplayer and keeps her secret. And then later on we were talking, and we were just like, wait, because June is from like a super wealthy Chinese family, but her friends don't really know it, or she doesn't really talk about it that much. Like, they know she's well off, but they don't know a lot about her. Mm-hmm. My dad's the face of Beijing corn. But anyways, and then we were just like, oh my gosh, June needs a butler.
Yeah.
A butler who's like good friends with her, who helps her keep her cosplaying life secret and like drives her places, and so she can get from one place to another.
One place to another.
Does she have a hidden stage/pen name? We haven't come up with one yet.
We haven't come up with one yet. Dark Bunny XOX. I'm kidding.
Dark Bunny. That could be funny. Or Dark Kitty. Dark Cat. I don't know. It'd be like a black cat. I think her thing would be a black cat.
Her thing would be a black cat, yeah. Because that's kind of like her little animal. I struggle with getting my ideas onto canvas. It's like art block.
Struggle with getting my ideas on canvas. It's like art block. I would say that's just the main struggle of being an artist. Mm-hmm. Most of the practice you do as an artist is going to be in order to get better at doing that exact thing. Festation. I don't know what that is. Good night, Fuzz, yeah. Time is it? 2 hours and 41 minutes in. I do want that Diaritos stuff.
Package? What
I want the Mickey Diaritos to be an actual comic or something.
Oh! I'm gonna have to think of a story for it.
That is the story.
Well, that is the story. Well, this is the comic, I guess.
It'd probably be something pretty simple.
Yeah.
Her June's stage name, or June's cosplay/gamer name.
I feel like Naomi would really like going to music festivals like Coachella. Maybe her sister goes to those music festivals.
Imani?
Yeah. Webcomic when? I would love to make webcomic sometime. I just don't know. It's a commitment.
It's a lot of work. The reason that Christine and I have not made a webcomic yet is because it is a lot of work. Like, it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of consistent work, and I feel like we were discussing that if we were to make a webcomic, we would probably do it very differently than how most webcomics are made. Because most webcomics are made by the weekly. Like, they make chapters weekly or monthly, whatever. If I were to make a comic, I would be like, I want to plan it, I want to plan the whole volume, and I would just make the whole volume and then publish it.
Probably so.
That's how I would like to do it, because that would kind of make it so that I can do it whenever I want.
We've been thinking about doing a one-shot, like a single chapter one-shot. What brush? You can actually download the brush for free on the link on our profile.
I really like this outfit. I feel like this could be like a canon outfit for Naomi, like casual cat. Like, you know how Miki has her canon outfit is kind of like a tank top with shorts.
Yeah.
Usually, that's how I draw her. And I feel like I would draw Naomi in this outfit a lot.
Bell
or
bottoms.
some variation.
Bell bottoms with like a crop
belts
with like a tube top.
Yeah, and maybe the top would like change every now and then. So like maybe she would have like a top that's like a cheetah pattern, but it's like this.
I've never tried Takis.
I've had Takis before. They're very hot. And maybe there'd be a cheetah pattern on this one, and it would like be a looser tank top. But she would have like the bell bottoms or the flares.
I would read the entire webcomic in one sitting if you do that.
Oh.
So Christine and I have been thinking, at some point we want to do a one-shot. So right now we're focused on our YouTube channel, we're focused on our anime art school, and we're focused on building our community. And I really want to get better. Like, yeah. I've been practicing a lot.
I want to get better too.
So we've been thinking about what the first kind of webcomic/story we want to do is, and we've been thinking that the first one-shot that we make might be the isekai version of our Snot-Nosed Brat from Volume 2 of our How to Draw book.
It's a good story. It's a cool story.
So we've been developing the lore for these guys. So you know they have the isekai version, where Kevin is a blacksmith's apprentice, and there's Candy, Lady
Candace,
Candace,
the
15th. And Victor, Blacksmith Victor. So we've actually been developing the lore for this project. And I really like it, like a lot.
More red 40, please.
More red 40, please. Load the red 40 into a water gun and shoot it at Tori.
We've been pairing Naomi and Miki a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like these two would have a spice battle because they like spicy
energy gang.
Yeah, same energy gang. They're just different flavors of the same energy.
Yeah. You missed the Ashley migration. Yeah, Lorv, you missed all of the Ashleys. They might still be here. Ashleys, are you still here?
Ashley's.
I'm back. Yes. Still here. Yep, here they are. Ashley,
gang.
Lorv, who is Ashley.
Ashley the first.
Ashley the first.
Our first Ashley, I think, in our server.
Yup. By the way, new Ashleys, we have a Discord server. We have been trying to increase the number of Ashleys.
New Ashleys in the server.
We have a Discord server. You can find it on the linky on our profile. You have to be at least 13 to join. But Ashley's always welcome. By the way, everybody, don't forget about your weekly and monthly challenges.
Yes.
Weeklies are due Friday. Yo, let me look that up. Yeah. If you can't find the invite to our Discord server on our profile, you can just send us a direct message on TikTok. In the Discord already? Nice. That is good. Yeah, we need to increase the number of people in the Discord server who are named Ashley. This is Procreate on the iPad.
I don't know what I'm drawing.
So the story, if anybody wants lore, the story of the medieval version of Kevin and Victor and Faye and all of them is really, really cool. I actually really like it. Hey, Emil. I never stayed in a stream on any platform for this long.
Oh, that's so sweet.
That's great.
Thank you.
Well, I'm glad that you're here. Amelia, thank you for the follow. I don't know. Does anybody want to hear what we've been thinking about for our first one-shot? I just joined. I felt special here.
That's so sweet.
So, Victor, basically, how do I explain it exactly? Basically,
there was a coup.
There was a coup in a kingdom, and the royal family got assassinated. But before they died, they sent their infant son off into hiding. And Victor was the captain of the royal guard, and he failed to protect the royal family, and it was his greatest defeat. So he went into hiding, and he basically became a blacksmith. And later on, Kevin comes along and becomes his apprentice. I think, how many years later? Was it 7 years or something? Or like 8 years later or something? And Kevin becomes Victor's apprentice as a blacksmith. And Faye is the new captain of the Royal Guard. And we don't know exactly how the story works. We've just been developing some of the lore. But essentially, they get together, and Faye doesn't like Victor very much, but she doesn't realize who he is, that he's actually the old captain of the Royal Guard, who's like really famous. And so Kevin is actually the rightful heir to the throne. So they all have to work together to overthrow the current illegitimate government and instill Kevin as the king. And that's basically the main premise for the story of the one-shot that we want to write. And it might not be a one-shot. It might be longer. And so, yes, Victor and Faye still get shipped.
Yep.
And then Juliet who's a noblewoman, is like a pest and a thorn in their side, but they end up working together, and she gets, she makes sure that certain doors are unlocked or certain things.
Certain things line up.
And yeah, that's essentially the premise for the story, is that Kevin is the rightful heir to the throne, and they basically have to overthrow the illegitimate government.
Danny's prayers for this. You want to see this little story I made? So, Naomi realized that Miki never had Takis before. So she's like, you gotta try them. And so after she tries them, they binge 3 family-sized bags at night, and Miko finds them rustling and eating them at night. She's like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah.
And they're like...
That's funny.
Spice lovers.
Yeah. That is fun.
I like drawing little comics like this. It's super cute.
Yeah, that's gonna hurt in the morning.
Yep.
Sure.
I think Danny knows through first-hand experience. Kayla says, Miki and Naomi are me, but with spicy ramen. Do you have the Buldak ramen, Kayla?
That's really fun.
I miss eating Takis. Their poop's gonna come out red. I know it.
Yep. Hey, Granny. All right. You want to wrap it?
Sure. That was fun.
Wrap it up. It was fun. I enjoyed it.
I really enjoyed it too.
I would love to make a webcomic of that.
Lava bed.
I would say one of the hardest things is getting distracted. That's one of the most difficult things.
It is.
As someone who runs a channel, someone who runs a business, is every idea sounds so amazing, and any idea could be done, but it takes dramatically longer than you wish, and you have to stick to it for a really long time. So you have a million ideas, and you can only choose 1 or 2 of them, because they take so long to execute, you have to focus on them for years. Yeah. I'm almost done with June. I can post it in the Discord, right? Yes, Corey.
Yes, put in server fan art.
Yes, there's a channel called Server Fan Art, and you can post any fan art of our characters in there.
Yeah. Ooh,
and it has a picture of, like, lips.
Lips.
I need server link. Ashley, go ahead and send us a DM.
Yes.
And ask for it. And I'll send it to you. If you can't find the link on the profile.
Ooh, so, Danny says, when are y'all gonna hop on call? I'm about to go see houses with lights with my mom. Ooh. I don't know when, Danny.
Wait, what?
Danny says, when are y'all gonna come on call? Because she's gonna go see the Christmas lights with her mom later.
Oh, I don't know. Infestation BS.
Just have fun, Danny.
Did you already join the Discord server? Or you need to send us a direct message on TikTok. And ask for the invite, and I'll send it to you. Otherwise...
Artemis, you're a genius.
You can go to this link. This link has our invite on it. So if you want to join the Discord server, put this link into your web browser, and you can find the invite on there. There you go. So take a screenshot of this. How do you draw bodies and heads?
Well, if you come by, I don't know if we're going to do tutorials on Friday. Maybe we'll do tutorials on Friday.
Yep.
Anytime on Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, you can ask that again, because I think we're wrapped up with tutorials for tonight.
Yeah, we're wrapped up with tutorials. We're actually about to head off.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Good job.
Yeah, we go live on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And if you want to see this stream recorded, head over to our YouTube channel. We're also live on there. All of the live streams get automatically saved onto YouTube. So you can go watch any of our past live streams on YouTube and watch through them. And you can watch all of the teaching and content and education and stuff. And also, don't forget, If your dream is to write your own webcomic, learn how to draw your own characters, and make your own stories and stuff, we actually do have a school as well. We are full-time content creators. We teach for a living, and we go live and we stream. So check out the school. It's a 7-class program. It's big. It's an entire year long. This is the link to check it out. You can take a screenshot of it, or you can find it on the linky on our profile as well.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to learn how to draw, we have a bunch of classes online. This is the link. You can check it out.
Mm-hmm. Make sure you guys ain't signing up for the emailing list as for
Yes,
animators.
if you go to the linky on our profile and you put in your email, that is not the school. You have to actually go to this page to check out the school.
Mm-hmm. Age limit for the school, I would say 13 is the youngest.
13 at least.
At least,
recommended.
Yeah. As long as you can comprehend what we're saying.
Yeah. And the reason we say 13 is because it's a big school. It's like a college program. And another thing is, Discord, you have to be at least 13 to join.
Yep.
So we do a lot of our stuff through Discord. And Discord terms of service, you have to be at least 13 or else you're not allowed to have an account. So we have to kick anyone out of our Discord server who is not at least 13 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Those aren't our rules. Those are Discord's rules.
Thank you, Dahlia.
Yes, and Dahlia is enrolled in the school as well.
Our model student.
We have a couple of people here who are, I'm 17. Yep, that's totally fine. Yeah, Ashley, you got that link. You can join our Discord server from there.
Ashley, your age limit is good.
Yeah.
Age limit? Your age is good.
Plenty.
Plenty good.
Plenty, plenty, plenty. So yeah, anyways, we will see you guys on Friday, or if we decide to stream tomorrow, I don't know, but we will see you on Friday. We'll be going over the weekly challenges. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. And hello, other Ashley as well. What is that a picture of? I don't know what that is.
I don't know.
So yeah, don't forget to get your weekly challenges wrapped up. Happy I got on to see all faces. Awesome. Yeah, have a good night.
Have a good night, everyone.
Bye-bye. Alright. Wrap up on TikTok first. See you guys on TikTok. And now we're going to be wrapping up on YouTube. You guys want to be in a YouTube video. Stop streaming. Alright, see you on YouTube.